We apologize for the technical difficulties here, but we do welcome you to the CVC semifinals on WBCB, where here in the afternoon game, it's the number 6 seed Allentown Redbirds taking on the 2nd seeded Steinert Spartans. Only missed one batter. Dom DeFrancis rolled the ball up the middle that cannot be handled by Dan DeCallo over there at shortstop for Allentown, so he's aboard. It's currently a no-ball, 1-strike count to the second baseman, Stephen Wright. And we'd like to welcome you to today's broadcast alongside Gus Barber and Bill Redner. I'm Jordan Hirsch. Chase Pullen on the mound for Allentown, and he nearly picks off DeFrancis over there at first. Pullen, a junior for this Redbird squad in 38 innings this season, an ERA of just 1.29, 8 walks, and 34 strikeouts. And this one's bunted up the first base line, and it's going to trickle foul. That was a nice-looking bunt off the bat of Wright, but just couldn't keep it in fair territory. Steinert, the number 6 seed in this tournament, coming in with a record of 13-10. Upset Robbinsville on the road in the quarterfinals 7-4, and that was after coming back from a 4-0 6th-inning deficit over Ewing in round number 1. And Tommy Ditta was the hero in that one with an 8th-inning walk-off single.
Hey, poke it through, come on.
Pulling ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes on Wright. You're from Bob DeMeo Field, Veterans Park in Hamilton, New Jersey. A picture-perfect scene. Mostly cloudy skies overhead, temperatures in the high 60s. A beautiful day here in mid-May in central Jersey. This one sent out towards shallow right center. Matt Laurinaitis on the run, and he makes the grab with a bit of a skip, and there's one down here in the top of the first. And that'll bring up the designated hitter for Brian Giolello's Spartans, and Matt Morris.
Designated hitter number 9, Matt Morris.
Morris enters today's game with a batting average of .323. 13 runs batted in on the season. A throw over and back easily as DeFrancis. Steinert did have a bit of a tune-up game on Wednesday, an 8-5 win over Montgomery. Morris tied his career high with 3 hits and 3 RBIs in that one. The 1-0 pitch is over on the outside corner, count even at 1.
What a beautiful day we have here, Jordan.
It's a beautiful day because now we get to introduce Gus Barber into the broadcast.
Yes, how are we doing? Sorry, I was dealing with some technical difficulties, but we are here. We are live. Sorry there was no pregame, but yeah, a battle of 2 teams. Obviously, Steinert coming in off that come from, nobody expecting it win last round, and then this Allentown Redbirds team who has just consistently been in this stage of the tournament year in and year out for the last couple of years. It's a big one today.
Runner goes, 1-2 pitches, a ball, throw down to second is a beauty. Jason Villani with an absolute seed to second, and DeFrancis is thrown out.
Absolute beauty of a throwdown right there. Beautiful pop time from the catcher. Up, beautiful throw, right side of the bag. A nice big out here in the first inning. Give your team some juice.
So 2 away and a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Morris. Pullen's offerings cut on and missed. Chase Pullen fired up coming off the mound. He gets some help from his catcher. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Steinert nothing, Redbirds coming up.
And today's game brought to you in part by Nottingham Insurance. Folks, they've been a part of the greater Hamilton Township community for over a century and proud to support the student athletes of Mercer County. Jack and Greg Blair are Steinert graduates, along with their partner Peter Toft, owners of Nottingham Insurance. Well, for business, personal, and auto insurance, Nottingham Insurance, an independent insurance agency assuring you of the best coverage for the best price. Call Nottingham Insurance for a quote at 609-587-1600. That's 609-587-1600, or visit NottinghamInsurance.com, your hometown trusted insurance agent since 1917. And folks, if you're athletes like these folks out on the field here today, or if you're a senior citizen jogging down the road, oftentimes you're going to trip and twist an ankle, hurt a knee, or even break a hip. Don't worry, right here in Mercer County is Mercer Bucks Orthopedics. They've been keeping our community moving for over 3 decades, delivering world-class orthopedic care right here in your own hometown. They even have an office right down the road here in Hamilton. From shoulder, hand, and wrist to hip, knee, and full body care. Whether you need an advanced surgical treatment or non-surgical solutions or pain management, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics is here for you. From elite athletes and student athletes to local teams, schools, and even weekend warriors, they're committed to helping you recover and get back to what you love. Whether they're a surgery center in Mercer County or at convenient locations in Lawrenceville, Hamilton, and Langhorne at St. Mary's Medical Center. Expert care is always close to home. Mercer Bucks Orthopedics, a legacy of supporting our athletes, a legacy of care, our schools, and our community. And today's game is also brought to you in part by Team Toyota, Kessel Dermatology, Capital Health System, New Jersey Education Association, and Saul Funeral Home.
Thank you so much, Bill. As we go to the bottom of the first here from Bob DeMeo Field. Allentown was able to get out of the top of the inning unscathed, thanks in part to a beautiful throw from Jason Villani behind home plate to gun down Dom DeFrancis at second. And now the Redbirds will go to work, and they line up offensively like this. Leading it off is the left fielder, John Ryle, followed by second baseman Max Klein's the designated hitter. Batting third is Damian Porras. Shortstop Dan DiCarlo hits fourth, followed by first baseman Dieter Von Harten. And the center fielder, Matt Laurinaitis, bats sixth. Bottom three, right fielder Anthony O'Rourke. The catcher, Jason Villani, and third baseman Connor Becker. And they're taking on freshman southpaw Aiden Peach for Steinert, who fires in a first pitch strike. The freshman gets the start here in the CVC semifinals, a .355 ERA in 25 2/3 innings. And he gets Ryle to pop this one up. Shallow left. Coming on is the left fielder John Copera to make the grab. 2 pitches, 1 down for Peach to begin his outing on the mound.
Yeah, you look at these Redbirds coming into this game. Couple close games in the last couple rounds. Obviously, the 2-1 game in the first round, and then last game, a 4-2 win against Princeton Day. But in that game, they were down for most of that, down or tied in most of that game. Obviously, the 1-0 deficit, tied at 1-1, got back to a 2-1 deficit, but then scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th to really blow that thing open. So a Redbirds team that has had close games and had some adversity so far in the CVC tournament, but then you look on the other side at Steinert, they're coming in against a huge 7-4 win against Robbinsville.
1-0 pitch here to Kleins is taken on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Yeah, Allentown, no stranger to the local tournament semifinals, either the Mercer County tournament or CVC tournament. This is their 4th straight appearance here in the semis. The 1-1 pitch is another beauty on the outside corner. It's 1-2. They've played 10 local tournament games, Gus, since 2023, and 7 of those have been decided by 2 runs or fewer. They are 6-1 in such contests. As Klein shoots it foul, and look out over there, the parent section down the Steinert sideline.
Well, that's telling me is that this senior class has a lot of adversity. They've been in a lot of tough spots, and they've come out on top. So this is going to be a team that, you know, Steinert has to really put their A-game on for them.
Aiden Peach on his A-game through the first 2 batters as he's able to get Kleins to wave and miss at a slider for his first strikeout.
Yeah, you look at Steiner coming into this game, just the huge 7-4 win against Robbinsville. It was pretty much a 7-0 game for almost that whole game, and then the last 2 innings, Robbinsville was able to put 4 on the board to make it a little bit closer. But for the most part, it was a dominant performance by Steiner.
Damian Porras is now the batter for the Redbirds. He's been their best hitter all year long, and he wastes no time ripping a single into left. Well, he entered this game, did Porras, with a batting average of .438, which is tops on the team. He's tops in many offensive categories, and you see right there, he's able to ambush Peach for a 2-out single.
It made you look good right there, Jordan, saying how he's one of, if not the best hitter on this team, and then smokes that ball to left field. Absolutely great job by him to get a 2-out base hit.
Yeah, this is a very experienced Allentown lineup, and it's a top of the order that's especially dangerous, especially 2, 3, and 4 with Kleins, Porras, and now the cleanup man, Dan DiCarlo, who sees a first pitch curveball ride high. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Haldeman Ford, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow, supporting your community on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Haldeman Ford.
DeCalo comes in hitting .406, 26 hits, 64 at-bats this season, and Peach a check on the runner over there at first. DeCalo had his 5-game hit streak snapped in a regular season game against Princeton Day yesterday, did DeCalo. And Allentown, they've now played Princeton Day back-to-back games. They, of course, beat the Panthers 4-2 in the quarterfinals of this tournament. And right now, Peach has that outside corner work into these left-handed hitters. Allentown won 9-8 over PDS yesterday. Took down West Windsor Plainsboro North 2-1 in a game that was maybe a little closer than they would have liked in the first round against the number 15 seed. That fastball ticks off the glove of Hurley. That's going to allow Porras to advance to second.
Yeah, tough one. Just a fastball that just clips the edge of his glove and makes it go wild.
Steinert, a team that isn't really used to being in this position. First local tournament semifinal for them since 2021. And, of course, they do not have the experience advantage in this matchup. And they're going to have to make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted as they go up against this Allentown team that's been there, done that. This is a pop-up left side. Prostasimo going out, Copera coming in, he dives and he can't grab it.
Ooh.
In foul territory, so Porras is going to have to go back to second.
Good effort there. I thought that was going to be in just the no man's land, that Bermuda triangle between the third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder, and have that thing fall down. But great effort by him to make that close. Surprised it didn't get wedged into the field. Do you see that clip the other day I saw, Jordan? It was an outfielder trying to dive for a ball, and the ball got wedged into the grass, and they couldn't get it out.
Replace your divots, everybody.
That's for sure. Big golf guy. Replace the divots. Cart's at 90 degrees.
Count 2-2 on DeCalo, and he sends another one skyward off of third, racing over Prostasimo. He has room, and he runs it down. Aiden Peach able to strand the runner out there at second. We go to the second here in the CVC tournament semifinals. No score between Allentown and Steinert.
Since 1899, proud to be a part of your greater Hamilton Township community is Saul Funeral Home. Saul Funeral Home is a fourth-generation family-owned business that proudly supports the community and has guided families in Mercer County when they need it most. Their caring, dedicated, and compassionate staff is always ready to go above and beyond to bring you the closure you deserve while celebrating the unique life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Homes is proud to sponsor today's game and hopes that you enjoy it. Folks, if you're in the mood for some great cuisine, Italian cuisine, second to none, Nothing rivals the Revere at 802 River Road and nearby Ewing Township. From South Philly to New York's Little Italy, this is a taste of what your grandmothers used to bake in Sunday dinners in Chambersburg. For outstanding Italian cuisine, fresh seafood, great steaks and chops. Settle back at their bar and enjoy your refreshments. It's the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in nearby Ewing Township. For reservations, give them a call at 882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. The Hamilton Township Education Association would like to take this time to wish their players and students the best of luck and to congratulate all graduating seniors.
Caden Hurley digs in for Steinert to begin the second, facing Chase Pullen, who retired the Spartans 1-2-3 in the top of the first. And he drops in a first pitch strike to Hurley. So for Steinert, the rest of their lineup after it was Dom DeFrancis, Stephen Wright, and Matt Morris who went down in the first inning. Caden Hurley bats fourth, followed by Anthony Prostasimo and Nick Lepore. The bottom three, Marco Giambrone, J.J. Bacanico, and John Capera. Dieter Von Harten has room in foul territory, and he puts it away for out number one here in the second.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a factor for both games tonight in these semifinals is how much foul territory there is on this field. There is a lot of ground.
Yeah, teams that perhaps aren't quite used to having this much room to roam on the opposite side of the line. So
Maybe not so much that play, but like the last play for Steinert, that was a lot of ground to track for the third baseman, and most ball fields, that would be out of bounds. Out of play, I should say.
right now, both pitchers have the off-speed stuff working. And the 0-1 pitch to Anthony Prostacimo is a fastball, hit on a line, but right to second base, and Max Kleins puts it away. 4 pitches is all it's taken for Poland to record the first 2 outs of this second inning.
Man, that's tough because you just hit a line drive, a seed the opposite way. That's just showing you hit the ball well if you can hit that hard of a ball the opposite way, and it just went right to the second baseman.
Now Nick Lepore digs in against Poland. The first pitch that the Steinert 6-hole hitter sees is another breaking ball over for strike 1. Chase Poland did get the start in Allentown's 8-3 win against Steinert on April 9th. Went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 of which was earned, walked 2, and struck out 4 in that one. The 0-1 pitch to Lepore is a bit of a hanger, but it's sent up in the air, back of second. Klein's called off by Anthony O'Rourke, and he can't hang on. That's 2 innings and 2 errors now for this Redbird defense. And Gus, we were talking about it last half inning, right? How Steinert's going to have to be the team. They come into this game as the underdog. They've got to make sure that everything is going to plan in the field, and they can't make those mistakes. Well, right now, Allentown probably not happy with this choppy start.
Yeah, and this is a team you do not want to give extra outs to. Just look at last game, Steinert, that 7-4 to win, all 7 runs came in the first inning. So they are a team that if you give them extra outs and extra base runners, they're going to make you pay.
Marco Giambrone, who perhaps hasn't had the senior campaign he was hoping for, but he's hit some balls hard as the year has gone along. He digs in and he quickly works himself ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. Giambrone this year hitting just 171, does have a homer, and he lines that one to the backstop, and the count evens up 1-1.
Well, you can make you feel like you have a much better season here in the playoff time if you turn up. And, you know, CVC time, perfect time, semifinals, 1 game away from the finals, Trenton Thunder Ballpark. What a better time than turn it around and make it feel like you had a good season.
Yeah, Giambrone hit an inside-the-park home run on opening day against Nottingham, and that was the only hit that he had for a while. He's got 6 now, so he started to come around these last few weeks. 1-1. He sees one in the dirt.
He was actually the Di Lorenzo's Berg player of the game in that game versus Nottingham and had over 5,000 views as the star of the game on our website.
Yeah, Marco Giambrone came into this season hoping to be one of the top pitchers for Steinert, but Tommy John surgery has limited him to just an offensive role. Breaking ball shot out towards short on a hop. That's Takalo. He takes it to the bag himself. And so Chase Poland able to work around an error now in back-to-back frames. We head to the bottom of the second from Bob DeMeo Field. Still no score between Steinert and Allentown.
Talking about the Di Lorenzo's Berg player of the game, folks, Tyler Di Lorenzo's opened up here in Hamilton Township at 147 Sloan Avenue. You know, he's a third-generation pie maker, bringing his iconic Trenton tomato pies back to Hamilton. His family originally in the Berg over there on Hamilton Avenue, now out here, and this is his second location, already established in Levittown. Tyler brings all his famous pizzas and tomato pies out here to Hamilton Township, where he was born and raised. They have their famous clam pies, fresh salads, including their antipasto salad, along with homemade soups and sandwiches, and so much more. Di Lorenzo's the Berg is proud to be back in Hamilton Township, serving the highest quality pizza with warm, friendly service since 1938. The tradition of Chambersburg's iconic tomato pie is back in Hamilton, folks, at Di Lorenzo's the Berg, 147 Sloan Avenue, open Tuesday through Friday, 11 till 9, Saturdays noon till 9, Sundays 4 to 9, closed on Mondays. And hey, you ever get in a fender bender? We have Mercer Bucks Orthopedics for fender benders for the humans, but your car? You might need Chris Auto Body. And they hope you're enjoying today's game, but they're 20 short minutes from Hamilton Township over in Fairless Hills. Chris Auto Body is family owned and operated by Hamiltonians and have been in business for over 60 years. You get the handle here? These are all Hamilton Township businesses with roots in our community for decades. And Chris's Auto Body, Tyler D. Lorenzo, Haldeman Ford, they all have one thing in common. They want to support your community. And Chris's Auto Body has been doing that. They handle all auto body repairs and work with all insurance companies, free estimates, complete auto body repairs, lifetime warranties, auto glass replacement, detailing, paintless dent repair, even on-site car rentals. They have 3 locations, Route 1 in Fairless Hills, also in Lambertville and New Hope.
We go to the bottom of the second from Bob DeMeo Field here in the CVC tournament semifinals. No score between Steiner and Allentown, and Dieter von Harten, the 5-hole hitter for the Redbirds, digs in to begin the frame, and he sees a first pitch changeup that's taken in the dirt.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the sponsors, and it is amazing when you go down the list. They've been around supporting these kids for like 30, 40, even 50 years.
Von Harten pulls that one foul off the light stanchion, and it's a ball and a strike. Von Harten, a senior in this Allentown order, hitting .333 this season. 17 hits, 6 of them for extra bases. Has a 3-game streak of hits, runs, and RBIs.
Yes, sir.
1-1, good eye from the senior. 2 balls and a strike. Von Harten's been one of the hotter players in this Allentown order since May 4th. He's 8 for 18, 3 doubles, 8 runs batted in, and 6 runs scored in that span. And Aiden Peach's 2-1 is a fastball outside, 3 balls and a strike. Gotta wonder how much length that Brian Giolella is hoping for out of the freshman. He's pitched into the 5th inning only 2 times this season.
See how long of a leash he has.
That one's fired in there, and the count goes full. Yeah, you got to believe that if any sign of trouble does pop up from Peach in this one, Giolella is going to be pretty quick to get somebody loosening up.
Yeah, and especially in a game like today, I wouldn't be surprised if you see up to 3 to 4 pitchers for them possibly, or each team.
This is going to be a tough play for Bacanico. Deep in the hole, can't get the throw across in time. That's an infield hit for Dieter von Harten. So he continues to swing a hot stick, and he's aboard to begin the bottom of the second.
Center fielder number 16, Matt Laurinaitis.
Job of hitting there, just put it in the perfect spot in between the third baseman and shortstop. Not as hard as you have to have it, but just in the perfect spot to give it enough time to beat that out.
Well, here's Matt Laurinaitis. He's 1 for 5 in this tournament so far. Peach a check on the runner over there at first. That's the second hit surrendered by Peach. The one last inning came with 2 outs, and he was able to strand Damian Porras out at second. Traffic on the base paths once again. The first pitch to Laurinaitis, he blows it right by him. Laurinaitis this season hitting an even .400 with 8 runs batted in. He squares, he gets it down, but it's foul. And now you got to believe he's going to be allowed to swing away in an 0-2 count.
Well, if he doesn't, he's got to put it down. But yeah, you'd have to think he's swinging away here and trying to do something to advance this runner.
Anthony Prostasimo plays him back behind the bag at third. Count no balls and 2 strikes on Laurinaitis. Peach looking for out number 1 of this second inning. And he picks it up, gets him to chase a fastball up and outside for strikeout number 2 for the freshman.
Good job of getting ahead of that count, really making the hitter think and just taking him out with some high heat there. That thing coming in looking like a beach ball just at the top of the zone.
And obviously still very early in this game, but right now the freshman showing no signs of any nerves out there pitching in this CVC semifinal. He's allowed a couple base runners, but hasn't seemed too afraid.
Yeah, he showed he's up to the task to deal with those base runners and try to come away with it.
Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down to second is late, and it's a stolen base for Von Harton. And so he moves up into scoring position with his third swiped bag of the season.
Yeah, just a really good jump over there at first base. Looked like a good throw, just a little too high and a little to the right of the bag, but good jump overall. It was going to hard to beat him.
And we've seen Caden Hurley throw out some guys this season.
He's got a good pop time back there.
Oh,
As a former catcher.
0-1 the count here on Anthony O'Rourke, and he sprays it foul, and again, no balls and 2 strikes. Gus, you look like you still could pick it behind home plate, get up and throw some guys out.
I still, to this day, will just get in this catcher position, try to stretch my legs out, but I get down there and instinctual. I'm calling out pitches and stuff like that, trying to get in my rhythm.
The knees on the bus are still a quality. Quickly 0-2 on O'Rourke. And that one ticks off the glove of Hurley, and going up to third now is Von Harton. And Caden Hurley's having some trouble behind home plate.
Yeah, the first one in the first inning, it was, acceptable because there was 2 outs. It didn't mitigate any damage. But that one, that's kind of hard to, answer for. Now you put a runner on third with only 1 out. Now if a pop-up goes deep enough in the outfield, that run can score, and you're going to start to feel like that's on you, which don't want to say it is, but you didn't help your cause.
Brian Giolella draws his infield in with 1 out and a runner on third. Allentown looking to get on the board first. The senior Anthony O'Rourke. Behind 1-2, and he sprays it foul. Will do it again.
Don't forget, you can read about this game in tomorrow's editions of the Trentonian and later on online at Trentonian.com with Red Birch.
The Reds certainly going to have a lot to talk about between these 2 games. 2 fantastic matchups. Steinert, Allentown, and then under the lights at 7 o'clock, Heightstown and Lawrence in a rematch of last year's semifinals. 1-2 pitch just misses.
Ooh.
Lots of Steinert fans in attendance, especially behind home plate, and a collective groan from them as they thought that O'Rourke should have been making a right turn back to the dugout.
Yeah, it's a good miss. It's exactly where you want to put it. It's a 1-2 count. Throw that 2-seamer out in the zone. But it was a ball, but, man, it didn't miss by much.
He's worked the count back even, has O'Rourke. The 2-2 offering. Fastball down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the senior showing some very good patience up there as he looks to drive in the go-ahead run.
Yeah, now you're in a tough spot. Full count, 1 out, runner on third. What do you go here? You're trying to keep the ball on the ground if you're trying to get it a ground ball. If not, you're trying to strike him out here.
3-2. High fly ball, short left, going back Bacanico, and he makes it on the lip of the grass. And the runner will have to hold up there at third, and a fantastic job by Peach to win the battle.
If you're going to have him put it in the air, that's exactly what you want him to do. Just a mile-high pop-up, shallow outfielder in the infield, and that's exactly what happened. Now you got 2 outs. You can kind of ignore that runner to a bit, You just focus on the batter. You get the out here, you're out of this inning.
And J.J. Bacanico has been a very sure-handed shortstop over there for Steinert this season. And that's not necessarily the easiest of plays, him playing in on the grass like that and having to go back out towards the outfield. As Jason Villani digs in, the catcher, and he sees one sail outside.
And I know it kind of sounds crazy to say this, but there was a real shot of him tagging up there with that circumstance. Him backtracking, all his momentum going backwards, him trying to throw that ball off his back foot in shallow outfield. It would have been a tough play. It would have been, a close play, but it would have definitely been a play.
1-0 from Peach, and that drops just below the knees for ball 2. And right now, home plate umpire Jim Peterson is not making any friends in Spartanville.
No, they are not happy. But those are close pitches, but their balls are looking outside of the zone. So obviously he's trying to work these counts, not trying to give too much to these Redbirds.
This one slapped foul over the Allentown dugout. It's 2 balls and a strike. Well, Jason Villani, he's already made his mark early on in this game, throwing out Dom DeFrancis in the top of the first. And that's what he's in there for, not necessarily a big offensive threat. Hits just 175, which is the lowest average of any Redbird in this order. But he's got a chance with a base hit to put his team in front in the semis. And he takes outside, and it's 3 balls and a strike.
Don't lose him. Let's go in. Let's go, Pete.
Allentown has won 3 consecutive games over the Spartans, and if they're able to make it 4, it would be their first trip to a CVC tournament final. Won the Mercer County title back in 2023. Swing and a miss.
That was a good pitch.
It was almost one of those pitches where it was like, it's not in the location that Peach wanted it, but it was almost too much of a hanger that it threw Villani off his game. Another payoff pitch from Peach. And again, sent in the air. Dom DeFrancis in a couple steps, puts it away, and Aiden Peach works around the runner on third, strands him right there. Still no score. We go to the third. We'll take a break. Back with Steinert Spartans when we come back on WBCB.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers great cosmetic dermatology featuring the latest technology in cosmetics, including Morpheus 8 for skin tightening and scars, ultraviolet A and B light treatment for psoriasis, eczema, and itching. Kessel Dermatology now offers Genesis and XLV laser treatments for wrinkles, facial discoloration, scars, and hair removal. Kessel Dermatology provides Botox and fillers. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Back from Bob DeMeo Field as we're off to the third inning here in the first game of our CVC tournament semifinal doubleheader on WBCB. A fantastic job by Aiden Peach to work around the runner on third and 1 out in the second inning. He was able to get Anthony O'Rourke to pop out and then Jason Villani to fly out to center. So still zeros up there on the scoreboard as we go to the third. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Steinert. The first pitch to J.J. Bacanico is a slider down and outside for ball 1. Bacanico again, like his 8-hole hitter counterpart Jason Villani, not much of an offensive threat in there, mainly for defense. It counts a ball and a strike. However, Bacanico has been swinging it a little bit better the last few weeks. 3 hits in his last 8 games after he collected just 1 in his first 11. 0 for 5 so far in this tournament.
I feel like every team, though, has that one guy that, you know, may not have the best offensive prowess or performance, but he is just an absolute menace out with the glove and out in the leather. Some better than others.
Two-one, cut on and miss, count even at 2. And yeah, I think if you look up J.J. Bacanico's name in the dictionary, Gus, that's going to be the description that comes up. He is a fantastic defensive shortstop. You saw him make that play ranging back on a pop-up in the last half inning. 2-2 from Poland. Breaking ball rides high.
And that's one of those positions where it's like, if you want your player to be better in defense and offense, it's going to be a shortstop because it's such an important defensive position.
Count full on the sophomore. And he hits one hard on the ground to short. Takalo gloves, fires, and it's in time. 6-3 on the putout, 1 away, and here comes John Capera.
Come on, Johnny. Take a piece.
And you want to talk about a player that needs a pick-me-up. John Capera is that. He's hitless in his last 6 games. He's 0 for his last 15. In that span, his batting average has dropped from 412 all the way down to 286.
Ooh, that's a big drop.
And Capera takes the ball down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, John Capera, despite hitting in the 9-hole for the entire season, really, for Brian Giolella, he was the main offensive threat for the first 4 or 5 weeks. Has hit the skids as the calendar turned to May, and he's able to fight that one off, and it's a ball and a strike.
Well, it happens to major leaguers. They hit the skids.
Yeah.
Anthony
This is baseball.
Volpe.
It's one of those games.
Anthony Volpe's hit the skids. He can barely make it back to the major leagues.
He can't make a play without getting an error.
Capera fights this one off over to third. 1 hop for Connor Becker, and a strong throw is wide. Capera was hustling down the line and perhaps put some pressure on Becker, and he's able to advance up to second on the E5.
Is that their 3rd error?
Yeah, already the 3rd error. That's right, Bill, for Allentown. 1 in every inning.
Steinert's going to have to capitalize on one of these.
Yeah, this is the first time in this game that the Spartans have put a man in scoring position. And now it's the part of the order that you want up. Dom DeFrancis digs in from the left side. Hits in 5 of his last 6 games, 8 for 19 in that stretch with 3 runs batted in for DeFrancis. He's been getting on base a lot recently. He watches that one sail up and away. It's a ball and no strikes. He's been a guy that's been crossing the plate a ton. 14 runs in his last 10 games, but a base hit right here, and he might be able to drive Capera across home plate. Spartans looking to get on the board first in a 0-0 game, top of the 3rd. A swing and a miss late on the high heater.
Jordan, is it just me, or I feel like it's a new trend where every single baseball game now, there's a pitcher that cannot have a hat that stays on. Is it like a thing? Is it just me, or is it like a thing?
I've noticed it too.
That's
A lot
crazy.
this year, Gus, as the 1-1 comes in and is sent foul, 1-2. And I don't know whose fault it is. Is it on the pitchers, maybe for like jerking their head a little too much when firing, or do they just need better hat sizes?
They just need a better hat size, I think. You don't see that happen at all in the MLB, and they got, just normal new era hats like we have. So if their hats can stay on, obviously we can get hats for these high schoolers.
This is a roller on the ground to second. Klein's charges, and it eats him up. Back-to-back errors. And I'll tell you what, this is a very well-manicured field here at Veterans Park, and I think Klein's only has himself to blame for that, as there are runners on the corners now for Stephen Wright.
Yeah, an interesting hop, kind of ate him up a little bit, but he kind of let that ball play him. If he kind of charged that a little bit more, played it a little bit more aggressively, I think he would have had a better shot to field that a little bit cleaner.
Hey, Hyundai of Trenton has over 1,400 cars ready for sale right now in Ewing Township. Hyundai, Kona, Palisade, Tucson, Santa Fe, Elantris, all priced for immediate sale. No one has the selection or the special pricing that Hyundai of Trenton has. It's where Chris Ermer went to get his car. Over 1,400 tariff-free cars. If you were ever thinking of a new car, SUV or EV vehicle, now is the time to buy at Hyundai of Trenton, 1655 North Olden Avenue in Ewing Township. Remember, they have over 1,400 tariff-free cars.
Allentown's defense resting on their laurels perhaps a bit too much, as they've committed 4 errors in the first 2 1/3 innings. The pitching coach for Allentown out there just to perhaps settle down the senior right-hander Chase Pullen, who's had traffic on the base paths but has yet to allow a hit. Stephen Wright flew out to center field in the first. A chance to give Steinert the lead in the 3rd. Runner from first goes, pitch is sent towards center. This is going to be deep enough. Laurinaitis ranges back to put it away, but Capera is going to tag up, and he's going to slide across the plate. And the number 6 seed Spartans are on the board in the 3rd. They take a 1-0 lead.
Well, good job just not doing too much in that moment, realizing that a ball in the air was going to score a run, doing just that, getting it in the air, getting enough air underneath of it, too, to make that an easy sacrifice fly.
So a run on no hits for the Spartans, on top 1-0 here in the CVC semifinals. And Matt Morris, the designated hitter, again, against Chase Pullen. Takes a curveball inside. Morris perhaps looking for some revenge after he went down swinging to end the first. Fastball rolled over to short. Over is DeCalo. Throws low, dug out.
Capital Health's primary.
And for all the defensive miscues that have plagued Allentown through the first 3 innings, you can hang a star on that one to end the third. Steinert does push a run across on the sac fly from Stephen Wright. They have a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third.
The Hamilton Township Division of Health offers a variety of free services to keep you and your community healthy. It is important for everyone to stay up to date on recommended vaccines. Whether you or a loved one needs an annual flu shot, even a COVID-19 vaccine or a pneumonia shot, Hamilton's Division of Health is ready to help. Are you or a loved one homebound? Well, the division's caring nurses will bring your vaccine to you. For families that may be underinsured or uninsured, the division offers free routine vaccinations for children. Most residents in Mercer County are able to take advantage of the free and confidential STI and HIV testing clinic. The staff at the Hamilton Township Division of Health are experienced and proud to serve the Hamilton community. Visit hamiltonnj.com/health for more information, services, and upcoming clinics and eligibility. That's hamiltonnj.com/health. Stay healthy, Hamilton. Today's game also brought to you by another Hamilton-based business which has been around for decades, Kessel Dermatology on the White Horse Mercerville Road. Danny Kessel and his staff are there to serve you. Don't forget to get your routine checkups. Kessel Dermatology, proud to support the student athletes throughout the entire Mercer County area. And of course, today's game also brought to you as a public service by the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, who is always on hand to support the youth of our community. The Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, as well as the Hamilton Township Education Association. Their teachers would like to congratulate all graduating seniors for an outstanding performance and wish all our student athletes the best of luck in tournament time. That's the Hamilton Township Education Association supporting your students.
1-0 Steinert. We go to the bottom of the third here in the CVC tournament semifinals, and it's a 9-hole hitter, Connor Becker, digging in for the first time. Perhaps looking to make amends after it was his error that allowed John Copera to reach in the last half inning, and Copera would come around to score with the game's first run. Now the count 1-0 strikes here on the junior Connor Becker. 7 for 23 this year. That's a .304 batting average with 5 runs driven in. And he's ahead 2 no strikes. Well, now, Gus, if you're Aiden Peach, you've looked pretty good through the first couple innings, have worked around some traffic on the base paths. Got to believe his goal is to throw up a quick shutdown inning and maybe not have to deal with all that stress as he looks to get his team back up there with the lead. Not a good start, however, as 3 straight out of the zone to begin the bottom of the third.
Yeah, and he's done well the first 3 innings, had a lot of quick innings, or excuse me, the first 2 innings of the third inning. A lot of quick innings. He's only up to 41 pitches, so if he can keep that going, he's going to be having a good argument, to Coach Giolello to keep me in there, but tough to start a leadoff walk as the batter thought, but
that pitch looked pretty good, too, and Connor Becker and Jim Peterson probably aren't going to be in agreement too much as this one goes along.
I love the whole confidence with himself, too, and he even threw the bat and everything.
3-1. Now he can toss it. It's a 5-pitch walk to the 9-hole hitter, and it's the dreaded leadoff walk after your team scores. And here comes the top of the lineup with John Ryle.
Baseball gods, they do it on purpose.
That's the first free pass issued by either arm in this game. And now the left fielder Ryle, who flew out to his counterpart in John Copera back in the first inning, gets a chance to swing it for the second time. Snapped an 0 for 8 with a base hit yesterday against Princeton Day. He's squaring, he bunts it in the air, and a diving catch is made by Prostasimo for the first out.
That's what I am talking about. Some web gems here in this game. What a play. Realizing that there might be a bunt laid down. They had the third baseman in a little bit. He is charging like heck. Nice sliding glove. Oh, what a play right there. And a big pick-me-up if you're Peach.
So, of course, sacrifice unsuccessful. Runner remains at first now for Max Kleins, the second baseman. And a check over there at first. Back with a dive is Becker. Klein struck out in the first. He's now 1 for 7 in this tournament. Collected a pair of hits in Allentown's win against Steinert back at the beginning of April. That's a good take right there. That one stayed in the tunnel for a long time.
Let's go, Pooch. Come on, Pooch.
Redbirds have won 6 consecutive games. It's their longest streak since April of 2024. You have to go all the way back to the 2018 season to find their last 7-game win streak. This one's fisted shallow left. Back is Bacanico. He reaches up and can't get it. That's perfect placement on the single from Kleins, and 2 are aboard with 1 down. And here comes the red-hot Damian Porras.
And I thought that one was hit a lot farther than it was. Almost a heck of a web gem there. Man, they're trying to show off the leather here for Steinert, but just out of the reach there. And not the hardest of hits, but it's not about how hard they are. It's just about if they hit the grass and not the glove.
Rick Freeman's going to go out to have a word with his young left-hander.
And for over 30 years, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics has been keeping our community moving, delivering world-class orthopedic care right here in your hometown. From shoulder, hand, and wrist to hip, knee, and full-body care. Folks, whether you need advanced surgical treatment, non-surgical solutions, or pain management, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics is here to help you. From elite athletes and student athletes to local teams. That's right, teams more and more discovering they don't have to go down to Center City or someplace up in North Jersey. They can just come here to their hometown orthopedic group, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics. Whether it's their surgery center here in Mercer County, convenient locations throughout Lawrenceville, Hamilton, or Langhorne, expert care is always close to home. Mercer Bucks Orthopedics, a legacy of care, supporting our athletes, our schools, and our community.
Damian Porras, the hitter, with runners on first and second and 1 down in the bottom of the third. His single in the first inning extended his on-base streak to 18 consecutive games. He's now 9 for his last 13 since May the 7th. And a base hit here could level the score. And he's over-aggressive at a first pitch off speed one. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, good job by Peach realizing the hitter might be that aggressive and starting him off with a nice slow off-speed pitch.
Damian Porras, he's been on base safely now in all but 1 game this year, and he's got a hit in all but 3. And this one's popped up behind home plate, no balls and 2 strikes. But so far that's been the theme for Aiden Peach. Whenever runners have gotten on, he's been quick to get ahead of the hitters that he faces next.
Well, he has a good pitching coach in Rick Freeman who is really working with him well, and it shows for a young freshman.
He's worked around traffic so far. Looking to take another step forward to doing it once again, but the 0-2 will have to wait.
Here's Coach Freeman, the Hamilton Post 31 Legion manager for many years, been around Hamilton Township. His father, a legendary coach, and he himself a legendary coach.
Just missed with a fastball that Aiden Peach thought was over at the letters.
Good job, Pete. Come on. Great pitch. Great pitch.
He thought he had a backwards K in his book. Man, that looks good.
Count now 1-2 to Porras. On a 1-2, he swings and pops it up into center field. Dom DeFrancis staggers a bit but makes the grab. And now the runner tags from second. He hesitated, but the relay throw from Stephen Wright clipped the back of Becker. And so he's able to get away with that, and he advances to third now with 2 down.
I was going to say, I thought he left a little early there, but I wanted to wait for the initial call, but there you go.
Yeah, how about that? Steinert with the heads-up defense recognized that Becker left the second base pillow a touch early, and they're able to backpick him, and there's no review, so we're going to head to the fourth in a 1-0 game as Aiden Peach just continues to work out of traffic.
And I'll give you a review on the Revere. Excellent cuisine. Since 1836, folks have been going to their Ewing location for, well, centuries. And there's a reason why. Everything is prepared fresh on the premises at the Revere. They simmer their gravies all day long to grace your pasta dishes, and of course they're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, private parties, catering, on-premise, off-premise. They have private facilities for up to 50 people comfortably, business luncheons or meetings. They do it all at the Revere, and you too can enjoy that cuisine that made Chambersburg famous, now out in Ewing Township. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township, New Jersey, open 7 days a week. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. Talking about legends, Steinert graduates Jack and Greg Blair. They're legends out here, and they have Nottingham Insurance, a part of our community for over 100 years. They're an independent insurance agency, assuring you of the best coverage for the best price. Call Nottingham Insurance for a quote: auto, homeowners, life insurance, business insurance. Give them a call at 609-587-1600 or visit nottinghaminsurance.com. Jack and Greg Blair, Hamiltonians who are proud to serve your community at Nottingham Insurance.
1-0 Steinert. We go to the top of the fourth here in the CVC tournament semifinals. The first pitch to Caden Hurley. He wastes no time ripping a base hit into left. First hit of the day for the Spartans, despite already leading 1-0. And to end that last half inning, Gus, I mean, you noticed, you were right on top of it. Connor Becker leaving early from second base on that fly ball to center field as the mistakes continue to mount.
Yeah, we saw him kind of hesitate in between second and third, and everyone's like, I wonder why that. And I think he realized he left early, kind of just trying to fake it out, but already was committed too much, so decided to go all the way. Maybe he's in his head a little bit. Obviously, he was the one that committed the error in the field, which led to the Steinert's run. Now he left early there. Have to think maybe he's in his head a little bit, but yeah, looked early. He knew it. Big call there by the umpire, and thankfully he got it right.
Yeah, and of course, Connor Becker, it was his error last inning in the top of the third that allowed John Copera to reach base. He comes around to score on the sac fly. It's the first time the Spartans have had their leadoff man on since the first.
Good eye, good eye.
Anthony Prostacimo's up in a 1-1 count. He lined out to second base in the second inning. Prostacimo now 2 for 7 with a pair of RBIs in this tournament. Did not play when these two teams met in the regular season. Another throw over, and Alan Elliott, the courtesy runner for the catcher Caden Hurley, is in standing up.
Let's go, Cuz.
Have a little overcast cloud coverage today, but we see the sun peeking out a little bit.
1-1 is hit foul towards the parking lot.
And thankfully, we parked plenty of far away.
Hey, hope that foul ball didn't hit a car, and it can hit a car in this parking lot. If your car gets dinged up from broken windshields to dents or major auto body work, call Chris's Auto Body in Fairless Hills, 212 Lincoln Highway, Business Route 1.
1-2 on the sophomore Prostacimo. This one's hit foul. Von Harton going over, and he's able to slide and make the basket catch. Dieter Von Harten is having himself a good defensive day. Had that pick at first to end last inning, and right there, he Gus, you talked about it, right? All the foul territory here at Bob DeMeo Field, and Von Harten needed almost every inch.
Yeah, had every inch sliding in the warning track. And, yeah, normal high school field, that's probably out of play. But here has plenty of enough room, nice sliding play. I'll be honest, I don't know if he needed to slide, but he made it look pretty.
So one down runner on first, and the batter, Nick Lepore, will have to wait on the first pitch that he sees.
That was a lot closer than I was expecting over at first.
Yeah, Alan Elliott doesn't want to have to do laundry after this game as he continues to go in standing up. There he goes. Not the best jump, and perhaps a good thing that Lepore fouled that one off. And in fact, I think it caught the arm of the catcher, Jason Villani. Brian Nice and the athletic trainer are going to head out to take a look at the catcher. And it's just a quick word, as all Villani had to do was shake that one out a couple times. Gus, you know better than anybody, perhaps, right? Catchers take a beating back there, and you got to be tough to play that position.
Hey, you got to be built differently back there. You're getting hit and nicked and banged up in places you wouldn't expect. Like, yeah, you wouldn't expect to get hit in your bicep there, but you did.
That's what I always say about you, Gus. You're built different.
I really am. I am him.
Elliott was leaning a little bit that time. No, don't let it go to your head now.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing baseball. Now I'm a golfer, so.
Lepore sends a rocket towards center. Laurinaitis ranging back a few strides to put it away. Been impressed with his defense so far out there. He's had some hard-hit balls hit directly over his head, which obviously everybody talks about. That's one of the toughest plays for an outfielder to make, but he's made it look pretty effortless.
Yeah, he's been really good out there. The three most important positions in an infield and outfield is the middle parts. The center fielder, second baseman, the shortstop. That is the bread and butter of the defense, and they have had great plays out there. And, yeah, center field has been absolute lockdown out there.
So Caden Hurley began the inning with a single. He's still over there at first with two away, and Marco Giambrone at the dish.
Big cut.
Yeah, Giambrone, he's not a guy who tries to hit little bleeders through the left side. He's thinking extra bases whenever he steps in. Steinert looking to advance to a local tournament final for the first time since 2021. They've got the lead here, but Chase Poland looks pretty in command out there on the mound through these last few hitters.
Yeah, besides a few situations, obviously only some base runners here and there, but besides that, a pitcher's duel today.
Another check on the runner, and that time Elliott decides, you know what, the heck with my clean clothes.
Finally, let's get dirty.
Winner of this game will play the winner of the nightcap, Hightstown and Lawrence, at Trenton Thunder Ballpark on Wednesday in the championship game. This one's tapped over the head of the pitcher, charging Kleins, and he has it go right underneath his glove. Backed up nicely by DeCalo, holding Elliott at second, and that is now 5 errors in 4 innings for the Redbirds.
It's insane to say that because how good of a team they've been all year long and how good of a team they've been in the CVC tournament, but they have just been terrible defensively today. 5 errors, and it's only the 4th inning. Obviously, it hasn't bite them in the butt too much yet, but it's going to come to a point where it's really going to hurt them.
And Chase Poland on the mound isn't a huge strikeout guy. The first pitch drops in there to Mechanico. It's 0-1. So these fielders had to know coming in that they were going to get a lot of balls hit to them. I mean, coming into this game, Poland had struck out 34 in 38 innings of work, and he's only fanned 1 today. Mechanico, big wave and a miss, 0-2.
I think his superpower is that hat falling off, actually. If the hat doesn't fall off, it's not going to be a good pitch. It's got to fall off.
Well, Gus, me and you know a thing or two about having the flow, right, underneath the hat, and maybe that's what's affecting it for Poland. He's got some good lettuce.
Yeah.
Spinning a throwback to second Elliott. Back about a half second early.
That's my biggest problem right now. My hair is getting pretty long. You can attest to that, how long it is. And some of my hats don't fit my head anymore.
Yeah, Gus has some very luscious locks that he's sporting up here in the press box. 0-2 from Poland. In the dirt, runners go. And the throw down to third is not in time. And it's a double steal executed to perfection. And so now 2 in scoring position for Bacanico.
Good double steal right there on a perfect pitch, an off-speed pitch in the dirt. Got away a little bit from the catcher. And now you have 2 runners in scoring position. Still have 2 outs, so focus on the batter here. You can get out of this.
Bacanico wants time. The Poland's are only allowed 1 hit to this point in the ball game, but if he gives up 1 here, the Spartans are looking at a 3-run lead. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him to fish. Strikeout number 2 from Chase Poland comes at the biggest point in the ball game for the junior right-hander. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left for the Spartans. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th with Steinert still on top, 1-zip.
Chris Auto Body hopes you're enjoying today's game. Chris Auto Body is 20 short minutes from Hamilton Township in Fairless Hills. Chris Auto Body, family owned and operated by Hamiltonians, have been in business for over 60 years. They handle all your auto body repairs and work with all insurance companies too. Free estimates, complete auto body repairs, lifetime warranties, auto glass replacement, detailing, paintless dent repair, even on-site rental. Hand off your auto body repair work to the team that handles everything, including pickup and delivery. Chris Auto Body with 3 locations, Business Route 1 in Fairless Hills, also in Lambertville and New Hope. And since 1899, proud to be a part of your greater Hamilton Township community is Saul Funeral Home. Saul Funeral Home is a 4th-generation family-owned business that proudly supports your community and has guided families in Mercer County when they need it most. Their caring, dedicated, and compassionate staff is always ready to go above and beyond to bring you the closure you deserve while celebrating the unique life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Homes, proud to sponsor today's game, as well as Tyler DiLorenzo at his brand new DiLorenzo the Berg right there on Sloan Avenue here in Hamilton Township. Tyler's so proud to bring his family business back here to Hamilton Township for those authentic tomato pies, the same tomato pies you used to get in the Berg on Hamilton Avenue. Well, he's back there now. Tyler himself, a 3rd-generation pie maker, brings that iconic Trenton tomato pie back to Hamilton at 147 Sloan Avenue here in Hamilton Township. Open Tuesday through Friday till 11, from 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. Saturdays noon till 9, and Sundays 4 to 9 p.m. Closed on Mondays. And don't forget DiLorenzo's The Berg Player of the Game gets a gift card from DiLorenzo's The Berg, and you can go to YouTube, WBCB Sports, to view all of our DiLorenzo Player of the Games, and there's some great interviews.
We go to the bottom of the 4th here in the CVC semifinals with Steinert still on top, 1-0. Just want to update something real quick. The championship game for this tournament is Tuesday at Trenton Thunder Park, not Wednesday. I know there's been some confusion. Also, make sure you keep a lock to WBCB tomorrow for the softball semifinals. Allentown and Robbinsville, 10 a.m. Steinert takes on Notre Dame at 11. The first pitch here from Aiden Peach is popped up. Foul territory. Prostacimo's going to give it a look. He's racing over, and just barely not enough room as Dan DiCarlo has a second life.
You can read about all these games in the CVC tournaments in the Trentonian for the best high school coverage around. It's the Trentonian and the Trentonian.com. Read about today's games with Red Birch, the softball games with Rick Fortenbaugh.
Yeah, tomorrow's game should be an absolute fun one. The softball tournaments, Notre Dame versus Steinert. You have Ryan Baxter and Fish, the big legend around these parts on that one. And then me and David Shapansky on the Allentown Robbinsville game. So that should be an absolute fun one tomorrow.
I'm going to have to tune into both at the same time and just split screen them.
Well, you're in good luck, Jordan, because one game is at 10, that Robbinsville versus Allentown game, and then the Steinert-Notre Dame game is at 11.
1-1 to DiCarlo's outside, 2 balls and a strike. And you know what, Gus? Tomorrow I'm attending my alma mater's graduation rider at Cure Insurance Arena. should I say just the heck with that and just watch these games? I mean, you're hyping them up. You're getting me excited for these softball games.
These should be some excellent ones. Obviously, Steinert versus Notre Dame, that rivalry going back. The success Steinert has had the last couple years, the reigning state champs. And then on the other side, Robbinsville versus Allentown. Just an absolute matchup. And it's going to be a fun one for both of them. So we're going to determine who is going to the championship at Armstrong Field. That championship game also on Tuesday the 19th. We will have that game and the boys final both right here on WBCB Sports page on our YouTube.
Ground ball right side. Over on it is the second baseman, Stephen Wright, and the throw gets away. Holding it first is DeCalo. And I'll tell you what, Gus, Marco Giambrone, he took a couple steps towards that baseball before retreating over to the bag, and that might have cost him.
Yeah, as a first baseman, you're taught if you can't initially get it and you have to retreat. He did that right, just wasn't able to get back to the bag quick enough and analyze and find where the ball was at second base. That's a play that a first baseman's got to make, though.
We'll say E4. It was a bit of a low throw from Wright, but you're right, Gus. Marco Giambrone, if you ask him, he's going to tell you that he should have come up with that.
And I said I was a catcher, but my main position always growing up was first base. That's the position I was the best at. And if I'm a first baseman looking at that, that's a play the first baseman has to make. You have to be able to scoop that right there. That's an easy play.
And just to put a bow on the softball semifinals, both Steinert's baseball and softball teams looking to get over the hump here in the semis. Steinert looking to go to the title game here in the CVC tournament for the first time since 2021 as Dieter Von Harten takes a called strike on the outside corner. And the Steinert Spartans softball squad, say that 5 times fast, despite being the 3-time reigning state champions, they have been upset in the semifinals in each of the last 3 seasons in the CVC and Mercer County tournament.
Yeah, found state success, trying to find local success here.
That's been their history with both the baseball and softball teams for years. The baseball team won the state championship. They failed to win the county championship.
Aiden Peach looking to finish off another 0-2 count, which is what we've become accustomed to seeing whenever he's had base runners on. He's been working ahead of the next batters. And Von Harten with a good take right there, 1-2, as Caden Hurley keeps it in front of him. Dieter Von Harten, he singled, he advanced all the way to third, but was stranded there in the second inning.
Yeah, there's Lawrence trying to find, they're not liking how he pushed him out of the way to grab the ball, but as a catcher, you're always taught if the batter's in the way, just push right through him. Push through him or the umpire. It's not just the batter. If the umpire's in the way, you got to shoulder check him out the way either. It's nothing against these players. It's just, play.
Von Harten with a wave and a miss at a changeup out of the left hand of Aiden Peach, and he picks up strikeout number 3 for the first out here in the inning.
This young man has an excellent breaking pitch.
Yeah, that slider right there looking like a Frisbee coming in. Just so much break on it.
Here comes Matt Laurinaitis, who was the second strikeout victim of Peach back in the second inning. Yeah, and so far, whenever Allentown's gotten 2 strikes on them, I mean, they haven't really been able to do much of anything. Their offense that they've gotten few and far between this afternoon has come from being aggressive early in counts.
Yeah, Pete's doing a fantastic job today, getting deep in those counts and finishing off batters right there.
Runner goes, they got him picked. Let's see if Steinert can execute. Throw down is in time. What a job that time by Wright to climb the ladder and slap the tag on, I believe, the helmet of Dan DeCalo for the second out.
Absolute disgusting pickoff move by Peach, the lefty, so you know he's got a pickoff move there. Finally getting him to bite there. Breaks. Got him thrown out at second. I'll be honest, it was a lot closer play than I was expecting. Umpire, I thought, was going to say safe at first and then hit him with the out call. That's not saying what I thought was. It just looked like what the umpire was going to do. But I think that's the argument right there by the coach. Or he just thought he got under the tag. But nice bang-bang play there and great pickoff move by Peach.
Yeah, Brian Nice is having a pretty long word, and he's getting a little animated right now with the second base umpire, Luis Alvarez.
The throw from the first baseman was high.
Yeah, very
the
high
second
throw.
Base, that's what
Yeah.
made it a close play.
You got to think he's in his head a little bit after that misplay at first where the ball got under his head. So obviously he's trying to think, get the ball over, high throw, and it was a really close play. Maybe arguing he got under it, or maybe arguing he was going to call safe first. Because in my look, it kind of did look like he was going to say safe motion first and then hit him with the punch out. So that's just me. I don't have my glasses, obviously, farther away, but a nice, healthy conversation, and you're going to have that here. It's the CVC tournament semifinals. You're in a 1-0 game, bottom of the fourth. It's coming down to crunch time, and you're going to have to bring some juice to your team, and that's exactly what what Allentown is doing there. Already jumping ahead, trying to think of the Lawrence for later.
Sun's still shining, Gus. We're not under the lights quite yet.
Not yet. But yeah, a big play by Steinert right there.
Now it's the first pitch to Matt Laurinaitis, and it's a fastball outside. Yeah, and you bring up a good point in Brian Nice in that argument. You wonder if maybe that'll fire up the squad a little bit. This is an Allentown offense that averages 6.4 runs per game. And when they're not scoring, much like many teams, they're not winning. And they've got to find a way to get a spark here. It's getting late early.
And that's been kind of the story for them in the CVC tournament. Obviously, averaging that many runs, but looking in this tournament, only the high is 4 runs. That was last game. First round, only 2 runs. So obviously you're a team that was able to be potent and put some runs up, but when the lights have gotten the biggest, you haven't been able to reproduce that same number.
Yeah, in wins this season, Allentown is averaging just under 8 runs a game, and in losses, it's under 3.5.
Yeah. So if trends continue the same way, the writing is on the wall.
2-1 to Laurinaitis, chases him inside. It's 3-1. And for Allentown, they've been red hot, of course. They're winners of 10 of their last 11, and in those 10 wins, they've kind of done it in every which way. I mean, they've had their blowout games. They have 3 wins of 8 or more, 8 runs or more difference, and 6 of the wins, though, decided by 3 runs or fewer. They've been winning games with a bunch of different personalities.
And that's huge coming into this kind of tournament because you're adverse to any type of situation that you can see, a blowout, a close game. Good pitch there.
Yeah, Jim Peterson rewards Peach for catching the outside black. And the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Peach has dealt to this point. And he continues it. Gets him to wave over the top of a fastball. No runs, no hits, nobody left. And it's off to the 5th in the CVC tournament semifinals with the number 6 seed Steinert Spartans still on top, 1-0.
Celebrating 50 years of business and supporting your community. Haldeman Ford, Route 33, Hamilton Township. Neighbors helping neighbors is what Haldeman Ford does and will continue to do. Haldeman Ford has it all. New and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, plus work-ready trucks. Haldeman Ford has a great variety of EV vehicles. Haldeman Ford services all makes and models. And folks, they're known for their service. The Pennsbury School District takes their buses to get serviced at Haldeman Ford. Princeton Borough Police Department, Capitol Health Ambulances, they all take their vehicles to get serviced at Haldeman Ford. You take your car, no matter where you purchased it, take it there for service. Randy Warner, your service manager, hands-on, will take care of everything for you. They sell tires for less. Check out any competitor's tire prices, then go to Haldeman Ford. They have all the name brands, Goodyear, Michelin. They have everything. A service facility that is second to none in Mercer and Bucks counties. It is Haldeman Ford, Route 33, right here in Hamilton Township. Today's game is also brought to you by the Hamilton Township Education Association, who would like to take this opportunity to wish all their students, and especially their graduating seniors, the best of luck in the future, and to congratulate them for their outstanding achievements throughout their careers here in Hamilton, Steinert, and Nottingham school districts. The Hamilton Township Education Association, teachers helping students grow for the rest of their lives.
1-0 Steinert here in the top of the 5th in the CVC tournament semifinals, and John Copera looks for an ambush, sends this one towards the Bermuda Triangle, and it's going to drop into right center field. It's a leadoff single for Copera. Just the second hit of the day for the Spartans, and now back-to-back innings with the leadoff man aboard.
Man, huge hit right there. Another one. Not the hardest balls hit, not the farthest balls hit, but just put perfectly in between a couple Allentown Redbirds, and it's a base hit right there.
I like that Bermuda Triangle description.
I feel like I'm the only one that says it, but you see that a lot where there's that one section, in between the first baseman, second baseman, and right fielder, or the third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder, or right there, right fielder, second baseman, center fielder, where it's just that one spot where all those guys just can't convene to get the ball. Not the hardest hit, not the farthest hit, but just put perfectly in between those three guys.
And that's big for John Copera right there. It snaps an 0 for 16 for the left fielder. And now Dom DeFrancis, top of the order, due up. A check on Copera over there at first. Connor Becker, the third baseman, plays in on the grass. He knows Steinert's game plan.
Yeah, get guys on, get guys over, get guys home.
Yeah, that's what the Spartans do best, is play ABC baseball. Copera was inching a little further off the bag that time.
And they specialize in it. They do it a lot. We see that a lot, actually, out of a lot of these CVC teams. A lot of small ball, ABC baseball, get them on, get them over, get them home. You see it a lot with the team we're going to be seeing later under the lights in the Lawrence Cardinals, the #1 seed. They love to do it in Coach Mayer. So a staple for the CVC tournament.
Oh, well, DeFrancis trying to catch everybody off guard with the first pitch. Big hack. He comes up empty. It's 0-1.
He said, screw that bunt. I'm trying to put that in the trees.
That's got to be a little disconcerting for Becker over there at third. You're playing in. You're expecting a bunt. Next thing you know, this guy's swinging out of his shoes, and you're just thinking, please don't have this one hit over here. Well, Copera was leaning, and he's just barely back in time.
Ooh, I thought he had him leaning a little bit, and that was close.
Mike Beal with a rather calm, safe call over there at first. Yeah, that one was really tight over there at the bag. And the umpires have much better angles than we do. But that one was bang, bang. DeFrancis fly ball center field. Laurinaitis has been a vacuum cleaner, and he continues to live up to that name, putting away DeFrancis for the first out.
Since we're previewing games here on the WBCB Sports Network, and your last read there, Bill, you're talking about Pennsbury School District having their buses serviced. If I'm not mistaken, we should have some district playoff games for Pennsbury. Wednesday, yeah. So another thing previewing here. So we should be having PA district playoffs with the Pennsbury Falcons in the near future on the WBCB Sports Network.
Throw over, and again, Copera's back, and yeah, isn't this just the best time of year for high school baseball fans? You got the CVC tournament going on in Jersey, the district playoffs starting over in Pennsylvania, a couple weeks away from the sectionals over here on the other side of the Delaware. As the runner goes and the pitch is swung on and missed.
And to top it all off, you got nice weather. Today, pleasant. Tomorrow, you like it warmer. It's supposed to be, what, in the 80s and then the 90s next week.
Yeah, it feels like a little bit of a colder spring, but finally seeing a nice little heat wave as we have some big-time baseball and softball games right here on the WBCB Sports Network.
Yeah, again, this summer we'll have the District 12 Little League tournament.
We've talked about how Ryan Baxter is on the call for that Steiner game. He is excited for that.
This is popped back of first. Von Harten's there to make the grab. And there are two away here in the fifth. And yeah, make sure that if you're heading out to any games all around Mercer and Bucks County over the next 5 or 6 days, especially coming out to some of these playoff games and championship games, it's going to be T-shirt and shorts weather. The 2 down now with a runner on second, and Matt Morris is the batter as Steinert looks to double their lead. Morris has come up with his fair share of big hits for Steinert this season, and he watches a slider drop below the knees for ball 1. Matt Morris today 0 for 2. He's struck out and he's grounded out. Robbed of a base hit on a nice play by Dan DiCarlo at short to end the third. Copera at second, spin and throw. Not in time.
Tell you what, for a right-hander, he's got a really good pickoff move. Obviously, left-handers are known for having more of a disgusting pickoff move. Obviously, you've seen it with Peach. He had that guy picked off, but yeah, really good one.
That's it well to left. Going back on its Ryle towards the corner, and he has room. A few steps shy of the track. Matt Morris put a charge into it, but John Ryle sure-handed out there and left. Puts it away and keeps it at a one-run game. This is high school, so it's time to stretch here from Bob DeMeo Field. 1-0 Steinert. We go to the bottom of the 5th on WBCB.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation. And that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
We go to the bottom of the 5th here from Bob DeMeo Field in the CVC tournament semifinals. The Spartans on top 1-0. That's been the game since the top of the 3rd inning. And Aiden Peach back to work. Mentioned it earlier how he had pitched into the 5th inning just twice. So this is the 3rd time all season for the freshman pitching into the 5th inning. The last 2 times he's done it, he did it on May 6th in a win against Trenton, went 4 1/3 in that one, and did it against a very good Wall High School team. Went 5 1/3 in a 3-2 win, which is perhaps Steinert's most impressive victory of the season. A win over a Group 4 school down near the shore. And Steinert, Gus, they've got a bunch of really impressive wins this year. Wins over Hightstown, Hopewell Valley, the game against Wall, like I just mentioned, of course, taking down Robbinsville in the quarterfinals, and played the Ravens very tough in the regular season. And they're able to take down Allentown here this afternoon. Still got to get these last 9 outs, but that would just be par for the course for Steinert this year.
Yeah, they've had the history. Obviously, this year they didn't have as many wins as they've liked, but it's about the quality wins. They've had plenty of those. They've been hard fought in all of these games, and now they have a shot to win when it means the most.
And these big wins, of course, help them with the power points when it comes down to the sectional tournament seeding.
Absolutely.
Steinert primed to get a home game in the first round of Central Jersey 3. Counts a ball and a strike here on Anthony O'Rourke, the quarterback on the football team, who's 0 for 1 today with a pop out to the shortstop. Leading off the 5th in an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Peach delivers, and it's outside again. It's pretty obvious what the game plan has been for the freshmen, especially against these righties. It's away, away, away.
Yeah, don't give them anything that they can get their hands in on and turn. Don't let them pull anything. Just keep it on the ground, the opposite side, and let them have weak contact. And he's done a great job today.
It's been a great pitcher's duel to this point to begin our CVC semifinal doubleheader. 2-1 on the ground through the left side, a base hit. Well, you talk about a pitcher's duel, and what does Anthony O'Rourke do? Rips a single. It's the 4th hit of the day for the Redbirds, and the leadoff man is on, and here comes Jason Villani.
Yeah, that felt like a real smack in the face to me, because as I was just saying how Allentown hasn't had a lot of hard hit balls, pulled a lot of balls, turned on a lot of, kept their hands in on it. And right there, he does exactly that. Turns on it, keep the hands in, pulls it a little bit, and shoots it through the left side.
And out comes Brian Gialella. So we talked about how short the leash might be with Aiden Peach. Well, he's delivered so far, but we'll see if Gialella makes a move to go bring in a man out of his bullpen. Again, just the 3rd time that the Steinert freshman has gone into the 5th. He hasn't signaled quite yet.
I was going to say, usually you see the manager, it means it's an automatic change, but no signal.
Steinert does have somebody warming up down there. I believe it's Matt Morris, who was a pitcher his first couple of years at the high school level, but made his first appearance on the mound yesterday, or I should say on Wednesday, in their win over Montgomery.
So I'm surprised there. I'm really surprised because usually every time you see the manager come out, that means there's going to be a pitching change. And Coach Giolella comes out, no change. It was a real quick mound visit too. So I have to think what he was talking. It looked like he was talking to more so the infield than he was the pitcher. So maybe a little bit of alignment, what to do here.
Yeah, and it could have been that too. They play up the middle, double play depth, and Prostacimo's in on the grass at third, perhaps expecting a bunt.
Exactly.
Jason Villani, the batter. He's 0 for 1 today with a flyout, hitting just 175 coming into this ball game.
Baseball, a lot to think about. It's almost like poker.
Especially in these close games, tournament time, it becomes a real chess match out there. First pitch taken outside, 1 ball, no strikes. That was just the 70th pitch from Peach, so the pitch count's in a very good spot for him.
Yeah, very good spot. He's had a lot of quick innings and a lot of clean innings.
Runner on first, nobody out, bottom of the 5th. Now 2 balls and no strikes, and the command, which has been so good, especially with runners on, starting to fade perhaps a bit for Aiden Peach.
Hey, like you said, it hasn't been very often that he's gone in the 5th, and here comes out Coach Giolella, and there's the signal.
Yeah, he's going to make the move, so he's seen enough 2 pitches out of the zone, and Brian Giolella in a 1-run game, he's not going to mess around. He's going to go get a fresh arm. Aiden Peach, wonderful job in his first taste of postseason baseball. 4+ innings. The runner on first is his responsibility. He struck out 4 and scattered only 4 hits while walking 1. We'll have all the particulars on the new arm when we come back as Aiden Peach will exit today's ball game to a standing ovation from the Steinert faithful. 1-0 ball game, bottom of the 5th. Here in the CVC tournament semifinals.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Hamilton Township in Mercer County is fortunate to have many fine businesses that serve our community. Saul Funeral Home is a 4th-generation family-owned business proud to support our local schools and community. Their compassionate and caring staff is there for you and your family. They'll bring the closure you deserve while also celebrating the life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Home at 3795 Nottingham Way, Hamilton Square.
Summer starts here at Team Toyota. Whether you're road tripping in the all-new RAV4, sprinting through your sports schedule in the Sienna, or hitting the farmer's market with friends in a Camry, Team Toyota has a huge selection of new and certified Toyota models, hybrid, electric, or gas. We've got the right option for your drive. Plus, our award-winning service centers will keep you on the road all summer long. Team Toyota, ready for wherever summer takes you. Stop in today or visit teamtoyota.net.
New arm on the mound for Steinert is Matt Morris, who in his first appearance in 2 seasons in the first round of this tournament was fantastic. In an inning of work, he struck out 1 batter for Ewing. He pitched the 7th inning of that game, keeping it at a 1-run ball game, and that allowed Steinert to come back tied in the bottom of the 7th before Tommy Ditto walked it off in the 8th. And he inherits a 2-0 count to Jason Villani, and now it's 3-0 with a runner on first, nobody out in a 1-0 game.
Yeah, him just pitching in that game was huge. Obviously, he hasn't pitched in 2 years with a serious arm injury, coming back in that one, pitching for the first time in a big game, the CVC tournament, in a close game nonetheless. So, tough situation there, got already put into a 2-0 count.
Yeah, and that one was a close pitch just off the inside corner. So 2 aboard, nobody out for the Redbirds. And here comes Connor Becker, who, you know, Gus, is probably thinking as much as anybody that he wants to make up for some mistakes. He had an error in the third inning that allowed John Copera to reach base and allowed Steinert to score their first run a little bit further down the line, and then he left second base early trying to tag up on a fly ball to center, which led to an inning-ending double play.
He has had some mental miscues in this game and has hurt his team, but he has a huge chance right here to help his team. Base hit will definitely score one, possibly score two, but with that pickoff move, you kind of saw what they're thinking right here, because it looked like he was showing bunt there.
Watch your butt.
And for Matt Morris on the mound, he pitched to a 2.44 ERA his sophomore season, which include a 5-inning outing against Allentown and a win on April 25th, 2024. Allowed only 3 hits, 1 run, and struck out 4 in that game. Prostasimo in at third. In fact, both corners pinch in. And the pitch, and it's a first pitch swing and a foul ball up over our heads.
So showed bunt in that first attempt, no pitch. There was a pick-off move or a step-off, but that time swinging away and found that one off. So is he playing mental games with the Steiner defense, or is he actually swinging away?
Well, Becker drew a walk his last time up. He thought he drew it in 4 pitches. He ended up drawing it in 5. Now he squares, jabs, misses, 0-2. And now you got to believe that the junior is going to be free swinging.
Yeah, you'd have to think, but that was a big situation. If you're able to get that bunt down, get 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out, huge opportunity there. But now with 2 strikes, you have to think he's swinging away and trying to just drive one of these balls in the gap.
On an 0-2 pitch, Becker takes outside, it gets away. Both runners going 90 feet. And they're in scoring position now with still nobody out for Allentown, and a prime opportunity to get this game level.
Well, base hit will definitely score 2 now. A sacrifice fly will even score 1 and tie this ball game up. So huge opportunity for Allentown and Connor Becker right here to really help out his case and make him feel better after those errors and miscues.
The 1-2 from Morris. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout number 1 for the senior Matt Morris. And there's 1 out here in the 5th. And now John Ryle will dig in for Allentown.
Some high heat, top of the zone. Like we said, hitters can't resist that. Coming in looking like a beach ball. And a big-time strikeout there by Morris.
Allentown this afternoon looking to exercise some CVC semifinal demons. Heartbreaking loss a couple years ago in the Mercer County tournament. Dropped one 9-3 last year. That one runs inside. Did it hit him? Looking for an official signal, and I think that Jim Peterson is yelling foul ball.
Yeah, you see the umpire looking at him saying, yes, I said foul ball.
Yeah, Brian Chialella was about ready to go out and have a word with Peterson. He was saying, hey, you know what? Get back in your dugout. I called it foul. Don't you worry.
We're on the same side.
We know Brian Chialella is a coach that he's not afraid to go out there and have his opinions heard. Ryle today, he's 0 for 2 with a failed sacrifice bunt his last time up. He's squaring again. He gets it down. It's a beauty. Runner coming for the plate. Here's the throw. It is late. And the Redbirds tie the game off the hustle from Anthony O'Rourke.
Man, oh man, a big-time squeeze right there. Bunt right in front of the pitcher, Morris. Not that great of a bunt, but good enough to make Morris flip it with his glove. A little high to the catcher, and he got under it, and big-time play. We got a tie ball game.
1-1 here in the bottom of the 5th, and Allentown now looking to strike again and go in front. Runners on the corners, still 1 down. Here comes Max Kleins, who's certainly made himself to be known as a pretty big game player. He's had some big hits over his career here at Allentown. And the senior looking for 1 more to give his team the lead here in the semifinals. That play is illegal in Major League Baseball, but not here at high school.
I was just about to say, is that play not illegal?
Well, Matt Morris, he keeps both runners close. Ryle on first, Villani on third. The first pitch declines. He squares and takes up high. Allentown's trying to beat Steinert at their own game right here with the small ball. Infield in all across the board, except for maybe out there at second. Stephen Wright's about halfway. And now Bacanico backs up at short. The 1-0 decline, squares, jabs, foul, 1-1.
You know, no outs, a huge opportunity. Even if you get this down, just showing what it was last time, you can, even with an out, you can get two in scoring position, possibly get that game a going-ahead run. A lot of possibilities if he gets this bunt down.
Spinning a throw over to first. Back easily is Ryle.
Because you look at it, even if they do get the out at home, you got two runners on, one in scoring position. If they don't, you get the go-ahead run. Best case scenario, you get the go-ahead run and no outs.
Counting 1-1 on Kleins. The offering from Morris. Runner goes, pitches down and in, and there's going to be no throw. Ryle swipes second. Two in scoring position now for Kleins.
Well, screw the bunt. We're going to be swinging here. He was trying to swing that one low in the dirt. But two runners in scoring position, no outs. Allentown a primo spot here.
Max Kleins, he's got a hit in 6 of 7 local tournament games, and they're going to give him the free pass. So Brian Giolella will say, all right, let's load up the bases and put the double play in order. The only thing with that, Gus, is now you're walking him to bring up perhaps one of the CVC's most dangerous hitters and perhaps an all-CVC first-team selection this year in Damian Porras, who's already he's 1 for 2 today.
Yeah, he's a dangerous guy. It makes the play at home a little bit easier. It's a force out instead of a tag out now. You have the double play if you want, but yeah, this is not the guy you want to bring up if you are Steinert to the dish.
Pendulum swing moment here in the semis as Porras lines it just foul.
Obviously, he's going to be aggressive there, swinging on the first pitch. Steinert realizing that. Morris hitting him with a little off-speed pitch.
Porras this year has 13 extra base hits, including a home run. 13 of his 29 hits this year have gone for extra bases. The 0-1. Fastball, foul tip hung on to by Hurley. It's 0-2. That might be the spot, up and in. That's a tough pitch to get to.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jordan. I thought I was correct. I thought I originally saw 1 out on the scoreboard. They changed it to 0 outs. It's back up to 1 out, so there is 1 out in the play.
Big pitch, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, blew it by him. Matt Morris with a pair of big punchies here in the 5th. Still not out of the woods just yet, but that is a huge second out.
Yeah, huge out, and that out actually being there on the scoreboard now makes it huge because it makes it going from 1 out, bases loaded, to 2 outs, bases loaded. Now, any bag is the last out. You can just focus on the batter here, get him out. You're out of this, still tied 1-1, damage mitigated.
The batter is the cleanup hitter, Dan DiCarlo. First pitch, outside, 1 ball, no strikes. And I'll tell you what, it is a packed house here at DeMeo Field, and these Steinert fans are making some noise.
Yeah, obviously both fandoms came out to support, but a lot of Steinert fans here because it's across the street.
1-0. Again outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Allentown perhaps has the furthest drive of anybody coming here to Hamilton.
Furthest drive for Allentown, closest drive for Steinert, and they're going at it.
Yeah, Steinert is just down the road, but Allentown has a pretty healthy contingent down the first base line as well. Looking to cheer on their Redbirds as they look to take the lead in the 5th. Bases loaded, the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut that time, and he got one that was good to hit, but perhaps a little too over-aggressive, and now it's 2-1.
Yeah, he saw how hefty of a swing that was, trying to put his team ahead there with that one swing, and they've bit him in the butt. As I'm getting attacked by a bee.
Matt Morris looking to work around the damage and limit it to 1 run. The 2-1. DiCarlo cut on and foul tipped again. It's 2-2.
Now Morris, after getting thrown into a tough situation, pitching for the first time in a long time, just a couple days ago, now has an opportunity to get his team out of a huge spot and in prime position in these last couple innings.
Bases juiced in a 2-2 count in a 1-1 game. Outside, the count goes full. The tensions rise, the palms get sweatier here in Hamilton.
Well, he had the ball to miss, does it right there with that outside zone. Well, bases loaded, full count, 2 outs, runners will be off, has nowhere to put them. This is going to determine the inning.
Win probability can swing one way or another right here. The 3-2 to DeCalo. Fly ball left field, Capera towards the line. He has got it, and Matt Morris works out of trouble, allows just the 1 run that he inherited, and this game remains tied. The bunt fielder's choice that Anthony O'Rourke beat out at home plate does have this game level, but Steinert will take it. We'll go to the 6th, 1-1 here in the semifinals.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers great cosmetic dermatology featuring the latest technology in cosmetics, including Morpheus 8 for skin tightening and scars, ultraviolet A and B light treatment for psoriasis, eczema, and itching. Kessel Dermatology now offers Genesis and XLV laser treatments for wrinkles, facial discoloration, scars, and hair removal. Kessel Dermatology provides Botox and fillers. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Heavy lifting from Matt Morris out of the bullpen has this game still tied as we go to the top of the 6th. Allentown has had prime opportunities to score some runs in this game. They only were able to push the one across last inning as Matt Morris stranded the bases loaded after the Allentown Redbirds filled him up with just 1 out. And now Caden Hurley digs in against Chase Pullen to begin the 6th. And he takes the first pitch in there for a called strike.
You have to think, obviously, the run came across for Allentown. They tied the ball game up. That's huge. But with the situation, Matt Morris coming in, you know, how he got out of it, you'd have to think there's a momentum swing there for the Spartans.
On the ground, hard out to shortstop. DeCalo fields and fires in time. And that's a nice play by Dan DeCalo because that ball was bouncing on him a little bit. Sticks with it and makes the play for out number 1.
Yeah, for a team that's had a ton of errors in this one and has really had a poor defensive performance, that was a great play there. Not letting the ball eat him up, absorbing the ball. Nice throw over. Good play there by the Allentown Redbirds.
So 1 down. As Pullen has retired 5 of the last 6 batters he's faced. And here's Anthony Prostasimo. That's a nice looking slider. Outside corner 0-1.
Well, just a couple innings ago, or last inning, we were talking about how Peach was sailing. You know, he went into the 5th inning for the first time, and only for a couple times this inning. Well, you look now, Polian, he's at 57 pitches. He's dealing.
Close one there. Doesn't catch the outside corner, 1-1. And yeah, Chase Pullen, and he's been pitching the contact a lot, and the Redbirds defense hasn't really done him many favors in this game. So the fact that his pitch count's still in a manageable spot here in the 6th, I mean, that's huge for Brian Nice's squad. Now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at it at first. I had to look over. I'm like, wait, are my eyes reading that right? Exactly, for the situations being in, how many errors and how many extra base runners there's been. For only having 59 pitches here into the top of the 6th, that's huge.
2-1. Wave and a miss. Prostasimo's got to feel like he's been robbed today. He hit one on the screws in the 2nd inning, a line out to the second baseman, and then it was Dieter Von Harten making a diving play to put him away the 2nd time. And now he rips one into right center field. That's down in the alley. It's going to be cut off in right by O'Rourke, holding Prostasimo to a single. Snake bit no more is the Steinert 3rd baseman. He's aboard with 1 down, and here comes Nick Lepore.
Again, a good job not doing too much without an outside pitch, just taking it the other way. If you try to pull that ball, you're just going to ground it over to Becker, the third baseman. So great job by him just to get on base. 1 out base runner now. Steinert obviously trying to advance him over and get him in as they're looking for the go-ahead run, trying to go back up top.
And Brian Giolella is going to get some speed on the base paths. He'll pinch hit, or pinch run rather, Tommy Ditta in there for Anthony Prostacimo. Ditta, of course, is the whole reason why Steinert's even in this position to begin with. It was his walk-off hit in the 8th inning against Ewing last Friday that sent the Spartans through to the quarterfinals. There they would upset Robbinsville as they hit Tyler Bunnell around for the 2nd time this year. And now Nick Lepore up at the plate in a tie game, top of the 6th. Runner on first, 1 down. First pitch swinging and a wave and a miss. Nick Lepore today 0 for 2. He's reached on an error. He's also lined out to center. Lepore is a guy who's been splitting playing time with Ryan Cromwell these last few weeks. Lepore getting the chance to start, and again he sends it out to center. Laurinaitis going back a few steps, and he makes the grab, and he retires Lepore for the 2nd time in as many at-bats. 2 down, runner stays at first. Here comes Marco Giambrone.
High fly ball there. Probably had a lot of backspin to it because that one just carried a long while.
Yeah, you're right, Gus. Off the bat, I thought that Laurinaitis was going to have to come in on that. At least it sounded that way.
That thing just kept going and going. He's going back there. I'm like, there's no way it's that deep.
The trees are still here in Hamilton, so wind isn't really much of a factor this afternoon.
Yeah, not too windy, not too hot, not too cold. Obviously a little overcast, some gray clouds, but besides that, it's an absolute perfect day for the CVC semifinals.
Well, in this tournament, this has been the inning for Steinert. They've scored 8 6th-inning runs through the first 2 games. 3 in the comeback against Ewing on Friday, and then in the quarterfinals put a 5 spot up on Tyler Bunnell in Robbinsville. They're able to push one across. They go back in front. Giambrone with a good eye that time watches ball 1 go by.
Yeah, and that win against Ewing really propelled the Spartans team into, I think, a good run because it seemed like they were down and out for most of that game, and then late heroics there to come back and win.
1-0. Swinging a foul tip. Giambrone's been swinging a pretty good bat over the last few weeks after an April to forget for the Steinert first baseman.
It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And this would be the perfect time to finish high.
Ditta at first. He stays put. And another big swing and a miss from Giambrone.
Left, are you good? Relax. Have fun out there. Marco, have some fun, buddy. Have some fun.
Chase Pullen looking to throw up a shutdown inning and get through 6, only allowing the 1. Swing and a miss, he got him. Fastball upstairs, got him to swing underneath it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left for Steinert. Allentown looking for their first lead when we come back. Bottom of the 6th from Bob DeMeo Field on the other side on WBCB.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation. And that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, Call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
We go to the bottom of the sixth here in the CVC semifinals, all even at 1 between Steinert and Allentown. And the third pitcher used today by Brian Giolella will be Frank Mazzella, coming in out of the pen, something he's not really used to doing this season as the Spartans' number 2 starter. Mazzella this year, 44 1/3 innings, which leads the team, a 2.21 ERA. He struck out 24 and walked 12, so not a big strikeout guy. Steinert's defense is going to have to be on their A game. Anthony Prostasimo re-enters at third base after he was pinch run for by Tommy Ditta. The first pitch here to Dieter Von Harten is lined to center, coming on to Francis, dives, and got it! Full extension, Dom DeFrancis, 1 down in the 6th.
DeFrancis, da-na-na, man, oh man, it looked like he had 0 chance of catching that ball, laying out at the last shot. Some leather in between the ball and grass at the very end, because I don't know how he got his glove underneath that. Man, what a play out there by DeFrancis.
Now the batter, Matt Laurinaitis, squares, gets it down. It's a beauty. Mazzella not in time. Bunt single by Matt Laurinaitis, and he said, you know what, the heck was swinging away. I've struck out twice. I'll just drop one down in the perfect spot on that green grass. So
Yeah.
he's aboard with 1 down, but just going back to that Dom DeFrancis play, I mean, if Steinert ends up winning this game, the big story, of course, is going to be the defense.
Yeah, obviously, you look at both sides, that's going to be the big story on whether you win or lose. Obviously, Allentown, the multiple errors, but Steinert, on the other hand, man, they have had an absolute huge game defensively by a lot of their guys.
Again, a reminder, coming up after this game goes final, we'll be back on the air, 6:50 pregame for Hightstown and Lawrence in the nightcap. Here's Anthony O'Rourke. And Laurinaitis, he was leaning a bit, but he was only a few steps off the bag, so back easily. Frank Mazzella coming on in relief. And there's a called strike, good fastball.
Yeah, we got the second of a doubleheader tonight with Lawrence versus Hightstown. We got multiple CVC semifinal tournament games tomorrow.
0-1. Fly ball right field, sending Lepore back, still going, and he's got it for out number 2. First opportunity for Nick Lepore in this one, and he makes good. It's a runner on first, 2 away, and here comes Jason Villani.
And not as pretty as his center fielder mate DeFrancis, but nonetheless a big play there to get under it and make the second out of the inning and possibly help his team get out of this inning.
Talked about how Allentown in these last 4 years in these local tournaments, they've played a ton of close games. 7 of the 10 have been decided by 3 runs or fewer. They're 6-1 in those contests. And it looks like we're headed down that road again right here. The first of 2 semifinal matchups. The one loss was that heartbreaker in the Mercer County semis in 2024, the 7-6 defeat against Lawrence. And Gus, me and you both, we were here for that game, and what a game it was. Allentown on top 6-2. Lawrence comes back, ties it in the 7th. Redbirds get out of a bases loaded, no out jam. And then the Cardinals walk it off in extras.
Talking about that off air that day, and you said that was the best day you've ever seen for baseball.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable day, especially because in the first game of that doubleheader, it was Hun's E.J. Balowitz winning the game on a 2-run walk-off homer. As that slider chases Villani inside, the count's even 1-1.
Well, it's the Bob DeMeo Field magic. That's what it is, Jordan.
Now they've got him picked off. Second time they've got a runner and a rundown. Can the Spartans execute once more? Yes, they can. Giambrone applies the tag, and that is how the 6th inning closes. It remains a 1-1 ball game. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the 7th. Steinert looking to break the deadlock when we come back.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Hamilton Township in Mercer County is fortunate to have many fine businesses that serve our community. Saul Funeral Home is a fourth-generation family-owned business proud to support our local schools and community. Their compassionate and caring staff is there for you and your family. They'll bring the closure you deserve while also celebrating the life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Home at 3795 Nottingham Way, Hamilton Square.
1-1 game here in the top of the 7th in the CVC semifinals. Steinert's defense was showing up and showing out in the 6th. The diving play in center by Dom DeFrancis, and then the second runner that they picked off to close the frame. And so now Chase Poland back out there for inning number 7 of work. The Redbird starter has been fantastic. He's scattered just 3 hits. He's allowed just the 1 run. Not a big strikeout guy. He's fanned only 3. And it's going to be a pinch hitter here for J.J. Bacanico. The new hitter for Steinert is Ben Nitty, the sophomore who comes into this game, hitting .444 in limited plate appearances, 4 for 9 with 4 RBIs.
Yeah, if you just looked at it from an outside perspective, just looking at the stat sheet and everything going on, all right, Poland on the mound, contact hitter, his team's given up 5 runs. You'd expect the Spartans to have at least 5 errors. You'd expect the Spartans to have 5 runs. Nope, only a 1-run game, able to lock back down and really mitigate the damage.
J.J. Bacanico today, he was 0 for 2, and now for Poland, this is where command becomes of the utmost importance. And just as I say that, he hits Nitty. Looked like it just barely clipped the jersey.
Yeah, I don't even think he barely felt it, but you could hear it. I could hear it back here. He said it to the umpire, and obviously the umpire heard it too because that was a hit by pitch. Yeah, I think it may have hit his belt or something.
It's the first batter that Poland has hit all season, just the 4th that Allentown has plunked as a team. And here's John Copera, who broke it 0 for 16 last time up, and he bunts it foul back to the screen to begin this at-bat.
And would you expect anything less, Jordan? Man on, leadoff runner, no outs, top of the 7th in a tie game. Of course you're going to see a sacrifice bunt to try to get the runner over.
On an 0-1, Copera squares, takes high, count even. And Ben Nitty's got some speed over there at first. He's a guy that Poland certainly has to keep a close eye on. And Nitty uses a courtesy runner a lot this season for Steinert. 1-1, he stays put. The bunt is in the air, and it's made. The catch is made right in the basket. Jason Villani. We've seen some good bunts today, Gus, but for the most part, I think both of these teams might be working on that.
Yeah, that was not what you want if you are the hitter. If you're gonna get that bunt anywhere, you have to get it on the ground, and nice little pop out right back to the catcher.
Here's DeFrancis, 0 for 3, but he's reached via 2 errors.
You'd have to think now, obviously, with some speed on first base with 1 out. Are they going to attempt to steal here, try to get that base runner in scoring position?
Breaking ball, and that clips something.
Hit the knob of the bat.
Yeah, I was going to say, because DeFrancis didn't really make any gestures like he was going to head down to first thinking that it hit him, but Nitty was going to second as if maybe it clipped off the catcher's mitt. But you're right, Gus. Good eyes off the knob of the bat. And so it's an unfortunate strike to Dom DeFrancis, 0-1.
Yeah, like you said, you could just tell from his reaction alone he wasn't happy about that.
Runner goes. Pitches hit foul. Nitty kind of spun his wheels there.
Let's go.
So perhaps a good thing that DeFrancis got a piece for Steinert.
Yeah. Like I said, though, with one out, you want to try to advance that runner to second. You can't sacrifice here, so you have some speed. Why not try and attempt to steal? You knew that was going to be coming at some point, just didn't know when. You saw it right there.
Again, another check.
Now the question is, do they do it again?
The one thing you got to avoid, though, running with 2 strikes is obviously the potential for strike him out, throw him out. As he stays put, pitch is sent in the air, short left. Ryle started over, now comes sprinting in, can't get it, and it's fair. Dom DeFrancis with a lawn dart that John Ryle misread off the bat and left. And 2 are aboard with 1 out, and here comes Stephen Wright.
Well, Jordan, I know where you know that ball traveled. It traveled to the Bermuda Triangle because that was put perfectly in between the left fielder, shortstop, third baseman. Tough play there, almost made it close. But, yeah, stayed barely fair. Runner in first and second. Like we said, not the farthest hit, not the hardest hit, but the one that's put perfectly.
Stephen Wright today is 0 for 2 with a sac fly and an RBI. And he takes low. It's a ball and no strikes. Both pitchers have been very good handling traffic on the base paths. And Brian Nice, after seeing that ball, is going to take a slow trot out to the mound. Let's see if he signals for a reliever.
I haven't seen a signal yet.
We've already seen Brian Giolella do that once, go out there and not make a change.
Well, with how he's been pitching today, you have to have faith in him. He still has a good pitch count at 74 pitches. Obviously, you're in the 7th inning, though. Maybe, is the command starting to lose it with the low pitch count, even though it's where it's at? But, yeah, nice little conversation. Get him to breathe real quick.
And, yeah, Brian Nice is going to stick with the junior right-hander.
You'd have to think, though, if things go to haywire in this at-bat, you have to think this is going to be his last batter. But, he's been your guy all game long. He's got the confidence. He still has a decent pitch count. Let your guy go to work still.
Doesn't look like Allentown has anybody warming up.
I was going to say, I haven't seen anybody.
So if they do make a move, it would probably be for a position player. Steinert's got somebody throwing in their pen. 2 on, 1 out, 1-0 count to Wright. Runners go. Pitch is grounded fair up the third base line. And Becker's foot was on the bag when he fielded it. So that's out number 2. And even with Ben Nitty off from second, he wasn't quite able to beat that ground ball to the bag.
And that's interesting, too, because that looked like a great jump there from second. It looked like he would have gotten in there if there was no contact, but yeah, slow roller over to third base, perfectly played as he was already on the bag. It was the force play. Man, an unfortunate circumstance if you're the Spartans, but exactly what you wanted if you're Allentown. Got the lead runner, still only have 1 runner in scoring position. Get out of this inning.
Here's Matt Morris with 2 on and 2 down in the 7th. He's 0 for 3 today, and Pullen will step off. Morris put a charge into one his last time up, flew out to deep left.
One thing I'm just noticing with Morris, too, obviously playing and at bat, no sleeve, but when he goes out to the mound, he puts that sleeve on, so obviously doesn't like fully playing with it, but got to keep that arm warm.
And he hits this one to deep left. Ryle on the run, and he runs it down right on the line for out number 3. Steinert threatens in the 7th. They do not score. Chase Pullen is through 7. And the Redbirds looking to walk this one off and punch their ticket to the CVC title game when we come back on WBCB.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation. And that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Summer starts here at Team Toyota. Whether you're road tripping in the all-new RAV4, sprinting through your sports schedule in the Sienna, or hitting the farmer's market with friends in a Camry, Team Toyota has a huge selection of new and certified Toyota models. Hybrid, electric, or gas. We've got the right option for your drive. Plus, our award-winning service centers will keep you on the road all summer long. Team Toyota, ready for wherever summer takes you. Stop in today or visit teamtoyota.net.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology is the place for all general dermatology needs. For acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, hives, warts, and other growths. They have a friendly and courteous staff, and they can usually offer appointments within 24 hours for emergencies. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
We go to the bottom of the 7th here from Bob DeMeo Field in the CVC Tournament semifinals. 1-1. We're all locked up here at Veterans Park. And Gus, guess what? You called it. A fourth arm out for Steinert, and it's another one of their starters. Joe Maglione gets the ball.
Well, I said in a game like this, you're going to probably see at least 3 arms. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw 4 arms. And it's, some guys that you wouldn't really expect. But in a game like this, I had an inkling you were going to. Big games, everybody is available. You've seen even in the World Series at the highest level in the MLB. Starters will come in as relievers, closers, whatever they need to try to win this game. And in a 1-1 game, trying to push it to extra innings, that's exactly what Coach Giolello is going to do.
Maglione, the number 1 starter on this squad, 34 innings, a 2.68 ERA, dealing with 8-9-1 due up for Allentown. Jason Villani, Connor Becker, John Ryle. He fires in a first pitch high. It's 1-0.
It's like I know baseball and I've been playing it my whole life, right, Jordan? It's like that.
You're a knower of ball,
Yeah.
Gus.
You play this sport for 16 years. You get an inkling of how it's played and what you're going to see.
This one's popped up foul and over our heads. Count goes even.
But yeah, I am, I do know ball. I feel like I can say that proudly that I'm a ball knower.
Breaking ball just off the plate, 2-1. Well, this tournament certainly hasn't lacked excitement. We've seen a bunch of games go to extra innings. We've seen a bunch of games decided in the final frame, and this one's going to be decided in the last inning as well. 2-1 from Maglione. Is hit on the ground right back to the box. Calm, cool, and collected, 1 down. Jason Villani now 0 for 2, and here comes Connor Becker. And actually, no, Connor Becker is going to be pinch hit for, rather. So his day, at least hitting, is done. And at least for now, because depending on how far this game goes, he could re-enter. But the pinch hitter for Allentown is going to be the junior Will Marshall, getting just his 5th plate appearance of the season. And he's made good on the previous 4. He's 3 for 4 with a triple this season. Ball over the wall. Sends Allentown to Trenton. First pitch swinging on the ground to second. Stephen Wright gloves and fires for out number 2. Quick work so far for Maglione. And now the top of the order with John Ryle.
Well, obviously you got the top of your lineup now up, but with 2 outs there, put in a tough situation to try to end this game here in the 7th inning. And if you're the Spartans, you got to feel good of getting out of this and trying to send this thing to extras.
Ryle takes outside. It's 1-0. He's tried to lay down some bunts today, and one did not go well. He got robbed by Prostasimo on a diving play, but then the next one in the 5th forced across the tying run. And here he hits a high hopper to shortstop. Mechanico on the big hop. And how about that inning from Joe Maglione out of the pen? 3 ground outs is all it takes, and we are off to extras in the CVC semifinals. Chase Pullen back to work. The starter still out there for Allentown in a 1-1 game. We'll go to the 8th on WBCB.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers great cosmetic dermatology featuring the latest technology in cosmetics, including Morpheus 8 for skin tightening and scars, ultraviolet A and B light treatment for psoriasis, eczema, and itching. Kessel Dermatology now offers Genesis and XLV laser treatments for wrinkles, facial discoloration, scars, and hair removal. Kessel Dermatology provides Botox and fillers. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Who doesn't love free baseball, right? Especially when it comes here in the CVC semifinals. We go to the 8th inning, 1-1 between Steinert and Allentown, the 6th seed against the 2 seed, doing battle for the chance to head to the title game at Trenton Thunder Ballpark on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Spartans scored a run on a sac fly in the 3rd, Allentown on a sac bunt in the 5th. Both teams have gotten out of their fair share of jams. And now Caden Hurley will lead off the 8th, just like he did in the 6th, 4th, and 2nd. Facing Chase Pullen, out for his 8th inning of work with a very manageable pitch count sitting at 76. The first pitch of extras is inside for ball 1. We need a hat falling off of Chase Pullen counter.
It's got to be in the 50s.
77 pitches.
77 times.
1-0 to Hurley. Ground ball left side and into left field. It's a leadoff single for the Steinert catcher. He's aboard, and that sets the table for Anthony Prostasimo.
And that's huge for the Spartans because that is the catcher. They're going to have a courtesy runner there. And now you have the leadoff guy on. No outs. You have to think there's going to be small ball, the ABC baseball. Have to think a sacrifice bunt here, get him over. Second base with 1 out. And Steinert trying to give themselves the lead. And you have to think Poland's day is going to be up at some point soon, but no pulling here. He's going to stay out here.
Well, Hurley's now 2 for 4, and Alan Elliott will be the courtesy runner over there at first. Here's Anthony Prostasimo, who singled into right center field his last time up. Steinert with 5 hits, all of them singles. And now they've got the runner in a rundown, but the throw goes to first. Wrong decision by Villani. And Alan Elliott is into scoring position.
Yeah, had him dead to rights, but a good job by him to realize, I'm already halfway. Let's just take off. And the first baseman didn't realize he took off, thought he was coming back, went to go swipe him, looked down. There's no player. Oh, snap, he's taking off to second. So that little decision right there gave a crucial play to the Spartans as they're able to advance there. And now runner in scoring position, no outs.
That's one of those where as a catcher you're taught to just run at the base runner. Yeah. 0-1 pitch, Prostasimo takes just high, count even.
Yeah, run at him, make him decide, and whatever decision he does, then you throw to that bag. And yeah, that was huge for the Spartans because if not, he was dead to rights and leadoff runner, no more.
That's not an error, but it almost acts like one for Allentown. This one's nicked foul. It's 1-2. They've committed 5 errors and some other mental mistakes as well in this game have the Redbirds, which if they're not able to come out on top, that's definitely going to be something that Brian Nice is going to probably be pretty hard on his team about.
100%. And it's one of the reasons why if Steinert does come out victorious is the reason why they came out victorious. Their first run came off of a runner that got on because of an error.
1-2. In the dirt, runners off for third, and Villani has no play. Wow. How about the base running by Alan Elliott and Steinert in this game? He's 90 feet away with nobody out.
Elliott is putting on a clinic right now on this diamond. Man, oh man, huge decision when he was picked off at first and just take off, gets there cleanly, sees the ball in the dirt and takes off there. He is putting on a clinic on the base path, and with 0 outs now, has 90 feet away from giving his team the lead.
Infield in, crowd making some noise. The 2-2 to Prostasimo. He got him. Chase Pullen with another big K, his 4th of the afternoon. 1 out. Runner holds at third, and here comes Nick Lepore.
Yeah, huge K gets the first out of the inning, but since the great base running there by Elliott on the base path, it's still only 1 out. A sacrifice fly is still in play, and a deep fly ball should give the Spartans the lead.
Well, Lepore has hit a couple of balls hard in this one.
Sorry, I stuttered for a second. I thought we were going to see a pitching change, but just a alignment call out from the Allentown dugout, excuse me.
Lepore today has reached via an error. He's lined out and flown out to center. If he replicates that, it'll be 2-1 Steinert. Swing and a miss. Over-aggressive Lepore that time on a high fastball. Nick Lepore entered the day with a .239 batting average, looking for the biggest hit of his junior campaign right here. Way outside.
And with the infield playing in, anything a hard hit on the ground should get through and be a hard play for this infield. Anything in the air should give him enough to take the lead.
And there you go, line drive center field. Laurinaitis dives, can't get it, and it rolls on by him. Alan Elliott will score, and Nick Lepore delivers with the go-ahead double here in the top of the 8th. Spartans take the lead, it's 2-1.
Huge hit there to score the run. RBI double in the gap, gives his team the lead. Kudos to him, but without Elliott's base running in that inning, they don't even get that base running in. So kudos to the hitter, kudos to the base runner. Spartans now take the lead and are 3 outs away from winning this game as we have a pitching change.
Chase Pullen will exit. 7 1/3 strong from him, but currently on the losing side. And it looks like the new pitcher is going to be the left fielder, John Ryle. We'll have all the defensive changes for you next. Spartans up 2-1 here in the 8th inning of the CVC semis on WBCB.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Two to 1 Steinert here in the top of the 8th in the CVC semifinals, and the new pitcher for Allentown is their old center fielder, Matt Laurinaitis. And some more defensive changes. R.J. Davis comes into the game rather, and heads into left field. John Ryle takes Laurinaitis' place out there in center. It's the RBI double from Nick Lepore that chased Chase Pullen from the game and gave the Spartans their second lead of the afternoon, has them 3 outs away from advancing to a local tournament title game for the first time since 2021. They have not won a local tournament since 2016. And now looking for some insurance, and a pinch hitter will dig in for Steinert. It's Nico Feniello. Pinch hitting for Marco Giambrone. First pitch from Laurinaitis, breaking ball down low. And I'll tell you what, Gus, Alan Elliott, who was the runner who scored from third base on that double, he was lucky because it was a line drive to center, and if that hung up there for Laurinaitis, Elliott didn't go retreat back to third base, so he wouldn't have been able to tag up.
Yeah, he's lucky that thing didn't get caught because, like you said, he never went back to attempt to tag up even if there was a catch. He thought that it was going to get down immediately, and then it got a lot closer play. And he thought for a second he caught it because obviously we all thought he caught it. Diving play, he went to attempt to go back, but yeah, thankfully he was able to come away with that because a lot of good base running there almost was decided by one fatal decision by Elliott.
2-0 to Feniello's in the dirt. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Again, the winner of this game gets the winner of Lawrence and Heightstown, which is the nightcap that we'll have for you here on WBCB. Game slated for 7 o'clock, which means pregame is slated for 6:50. Of course, if they have to push that back, depending on how long this game goes, we'll come on the air accordingly. 3 balls and 1 strike here on Feniello. Nick Lepore out there at second. That one just misses, ball 4. So 2 are aboard now, and J.J. Bacanico will dig in. Remember, he was pinch hit for by Ben Nitty his last time up, re-entered for defense. And now Jason Villani's going to go out and have a word with Laurinaitis on the hill. It's been a very, I shouldn't say clean played game today, Gus, but just the flow of this afternoon's ball game. These two teams, they're leaving it all out there.
Yeah, there's been some mistakes. Obviously, Allentown has had 5 errors on their part, but besides that, it's a lot of good baseball we've seen in crucial spots, some crucial plays, and you couldn't have asked a better game for a CVC semifinal.
And Bacanico takes a fastball just off the plate outside.
Only thing we're missing, Jordan, a long ball.
That is the only thing we're missing.
Only thing we're missing.
Well, in 2024, Allentown had one of those in the semifinals. There's a fastball right down the middle, 1-1.
Well, Steinert's fans getting so rowdy and getting riled up, they're shaking the tripod for our camera. So if you're seeing our camera shake, that is why.
Yeah, we apologize for the bouncing picture.
But the Spartans fans.
The runners go here, and the pitch is hit in the air to right. Both will have to retreat as Anthony O'Rourke makes the catch. And a throw back to second. Strong throw. But Lepore is back in there. And so now 2 outs here in the 8th inning, and here comes John Copera as Steinert's last chance to get some insurance. Well, Copera today, he's reached via an error, come around to score. He's singled and stole a base, and he's popped out while trying to bunt. Nick Lepore's RBI double right now is the difference. And that one rides upstairs.
Well, I hope the later game, the fans come out like they've came out today, because they have showed out and they are showing up.
I hope they're just as loud and not as jumpy.
To be honest, I hope they're louder. And that's saying a lot because we've had a really good crowd today.
Count 2-0 here on Copera. And he takes all the way and looks at a fastball over.
All right, Johnny, let's go, buddy. Right man, right spot. Let's go, Johnny.
For Nick Lepore, that double, by the way, was the first double of the year for him. Just his second extra base hit. Runners go, pitch is taken, throw to third, sails! And Lepore's going to get up and round, and he will come across the plate with an insurance run.
I think they're going to say dead ball, though. I think they're going to say maybe the base runner got in the way of the throw, which I don't know about that. It looked like he was still in the box, which he has the right to stand his ground in the box.
Well, let's see. The umpires are going to discuss this one.
They're saying maybe he stuck his elbow out a little too much for it.
Well, now let's wait and see here, because you're right. A lot could be called. You could have interference at home. You could have interference at third.
I think the initial call is that they're going to say maybe during the throw down that the batter stuck his elbow out, maybe a little extra. But if that's not it, then he does have his right to stand his ground in the box. The catcher has to throw around the batter. It's a big call here because if it stands, Spartans get the insurance run. If not, they're going to probably call him out.
Yeah, I think they're gonna send the runners back. We'll see to which base. So take that run off the board. Interference of some kind, and Nick Lepore is asking whether he's going to third or to second. Got to believe he's going to second because they sent Nico Faniello all the way back to first, and yeah, that's going to be the call. So it's as if it never happened.
Wow.
The pitch was low, so the count is 3-1. No argument from Brian Giolella.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-1 count.
So it's still a 2-1 ball game. 3-1 from Laurinaitis. High fly ball left center field. Davis and Ryle converge, and it's John Ryle making the grab in center. But Nick Lepore's RBI double has given the Spartans a 2-1 lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Steinert looking for 3 more outs and their first trip to the CVC title game since 2021. But the Redbirds looking to advance back for the first time since 2023. Back after this on WBCB.
Hamilton Township in Mercer County is fortunate to have many fine businesses that serve our community. Saul Funeral Home is a 4th-generation family-owned business proud to support our local schools and community. Their compassionate and caring staff is there for you and your family. They'll bring the closure you deserve while also celebrating the life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Home at 3795 Nottingham Way, Hamilton Square.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation. And that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
We go to the bottom of the 8th here from Bob DeMeo Field in the CVC tournament semifinals with the Spartans on top 2-1. Nick Lepore's RBI double has given his team the lead. And now Joe Maglione back out for his second inning out of the bullpen. And he's facing 3 of the most dangerous hitters, not just on Allentown, but in the entire CVC here in the 8th. Max Kleins, Damian Porras, and Dan DeCallo due up.
If you want anybody to come up while you're down 1, these are the guys you want up for the Redbirds.
Kleins today is 1 for 2 with a single. He was intentionally walked in the 5th, which proved to be a very heady decision by Brian Giolella, as Matt Morris got the next 2 players to make outs with the bases loaded. Anthony Prostasimo in on the grass at third. Allentown looking for a comeback. Klein swinging away. Line drive left field. Copera going back. He's got it. 1 pitch, 1 out here to begin the 8th.
Efficiency here for Maglione in the last inning and in this inning.
He hasn't had an at-bat for a guy that he's faced go more than 2 pitches. And Caden Hurley is having some gear malfunctions behind home plate, which is the cause for the delay.
I don't think it's so much gear malfunction. I think it's more so pitch comm, because it looks like you saw the coach messing with that pitch comm device on the back strap of his chest protector. You see a lot of high schools nowadays going with that pitch comm device. You rarely see any high school kind of go the old school way.
Damian Porras swings at the first pitch, and right up the chute, Caden Hurley has it for the second out, and that right there is why they work on the pop out to the catcher at the end of IO. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Steinert 1 out away from their first trip to a local tournament title game since 2021.
Yeah, and that was a tough one because that was a mile high in the air. And those are tough. The ball spins. You got a different movement going on it. Maybe there's different wind up there. But, yeah, that one he made look easy by Hurley. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. Maglione, efficiency.
Dan DiCarlo is all that stands in Joe Maglione's way. And he swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Copera is there. And Cinderella's going to keep on dancing. The 6th seed Steinert Spartans are headed back to the CVC title game. They win it by the final score of 2-1. And it's a celebration here in Hamilton.
And just shows you how much it means to them. First one out there to celebrate, Coach Gialella. He's jumping up and down with his guys. It means so much to them. The Cinderella story continues. The 6th seed to the championship.
And what a win for Steinert. We've become accustomed to saying that this season. Another big-time victory over one of Mercer County's bests. Allentown, the heartbreak in the local tournament semifinals continue. Back-to-back losses in the CVC semis and, of course, the Mercer County tournament loss in 2024. Their season, of course, doesn't come to an end. Still some regular season play and then the state playoffs. But for Steinert, they will meet the winner of the nightcap, either Hightstown or Lawrence at Trenton Thunderball Park on Tuesday night. As the Spartans win this one 2-1, Nick Lepore, his RBI double is the difference. He is our DeLorenzo's the Berg player of the game. Make sure you keep it locked to our social channels, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Following the conclusion of this broadcast, we'll have that interview posted in just a little bit. Steinert wins this one 2-1. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors who made portions of today's game possible. Team Toyota, the Revere Restaurant, Kessel Dermatology, the Capital Health System, the New Jersey Education Association, Saul Funeral Homes, Mercer Bucks Orthopedics, Chris's Auto Body, Nottingham Insurance, the Hamilton Township Education Association, the Hamilton Township Division of Health, DeLorenzo's the Berg now open in Hamilton, the Hamilton the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, Hyundai of Trenton, the Trentonian, the Trenton Thunder, and Haldeman Ford. One final time now for the entire crew from my 2 broadcast partners, Gus Barber and Bill Redner. Gus also engineered the stream today. For Brianne O'Neill operating the camera, my name's Jordan Hirsch saying make sure you keep it locked to WBCB because we're right back on the air in just about 50 minutes or so for pregame for Hightstown and Lawrence in the nightcap. Winner of that game gets the 6th-seeded Steinert Spartans, so make sure you keep it locked to WBCB. Back on the air in about 50 minutes or so from Bob DeMeo Field. But for now, I'll thank everybody for watching and say make sure you stay tuned because we'll be right back in